You are looking live at Muscatine High School, Muscatine Community Stadium. Brian Musell here with Joel Crossower, and it's week 8 of the high school football season here in Iowa. And the Muscatine Muskies, 1-6 on the season against the 2-5 Iowa City West Trojans, who come tonight led by their star junior quarterback Marcus Morgan. And Joel, should be an entertaining football game. Muskies really looking to get something cooking and get another win at home. They won only once here at home against Davenport West early in the year, and it should be a tough contest with West coming to town. They've had their struggles this year, and really tonight, a nice night for football. The wind is a little brisk, but it's not as cold as it could be, but the wind is really, playing a factor there. Thank you for joining us tonight. As always, our pregame sponsor is Hy-Vee Market Grill Express, the great people at Hy-Vee Market Grill Express, bringing you our pregame show tonight. And Joel, tall order for the Muskies to stop the powerful right arm of Marcus Morgan.
I think, if you had asked both of these coaching staffs coming into week 8, the gravity of this game, I think that they all would have expected this was a chance to maybe separate yourself for that second spot or first spot, even maybe in the district. The season hasn't gone as these two teams have expected it to go. But for that same reason, this is a very important game because you're playing for a lot of personal pride and knowing what you can do. Because if you look at Muscatine, several of their games, just a few weeks ago, an overtime loss to Pleasant Valley, a valiant comeback last week against Linn-Mar, trying to make it a little bit more competitive towards the end of that game, forcing 4 turnovers in the second half. You have to look at all the positive things that you've done the last couple of weeks because Muscatine – has just been a few key mistakes away from really being right back into every ball game that they've been in. So that's what Muscatine's really going to have to focus on is when you're playing a team that has a gifted offense, especially with a quarterback like Morgan, you need to do what you do best, which is run the football and get your offense driving the ball down the field and finishing the drives. They've done a nice job offensively this season, but had a challenge in finishing. And that's something I know that Coach Mueller and this Muscatine staff wants to see their offense do tonight.
Morgan leaves Iowa City West in passing 61% of the season, 1,353 yards, 12 yards a completion, 3 picks and 9 touchdowns. Fine running back Tyus Bell in the backfield, 265 yards on the year, 4.6 yards a carry, no touchdowns. And Marcus Morgan himself, pretty good runner, 177 yards on the season. His longest is a 52-yard touchdown run. Graham Goring, Tate Crane, and Ian McAreevy lead him in receptions with 29, 31, and 17 respectively. Goring with 5 of those receptions being touchdown grabs, and Crane, one of his 3 touchdowns, went for 80 yards. So West certainly with some big play ability on the offensive side of the football. For the Muskies tonight, they come into this one, and of course, Jake Draves, who had started the last couple of games and played well, out tonight in concussion protocol, will not play. So Xander Morgan gets the start again, and I'm sure Xander's excited to get in their opportunity. What do you look for in the Muskie offense tonight, Joel?
I think you just keep to build on what you did towards the end of that Linn-Mar game, which was they were able to get a lot of big plays in the running game towards the end. I know there were a couple of mentor Cooper, I think of Morgan, Cooper, and Nimley in the backfield, all 3 of them threats to run. Some really positive offensive plays have happened. So I think Muscatine's going to try to run the ball a little bit more, especially on a windy night like tonight, and especially when you think you might have that chance to get some bigger plays in the running game, you can keep the ball out of the Iowa City West offense's hands.
Xander Morgan on the season, 14 out of 33, 149 yards and 2 touchdowns. Sam Wieskamp may get some snaps also. Sam on the season, 270 yards passing on the season, 2 TDs and 2 picks. The Muskies, of course, are led by their all-state running back, junior Tim Nimley. He's run for 709 yards on the season, 5.8 yards a pop, and 7 touchdowns. Mentor Cooper, like you said, has mixed in a little bit, 134 yards on the season. Receiving-wise for the Muskies, Eli Gay, 27 catches, 270 yards, 10.1 per reception and 3 TDs. Zach Hardy, 16 catches, and Tim Nimley out of the backfield with 10 leads the Muskie receiving corps. There you have it, folks. Thank you, Hy-Vee Market Grill Express, and thank you for continuing to sponsor our pregame show. Joel and I are going to step away for 2 minutes, and we'll be back with some more pregame show sponsored by You're listening to Muskie Sports Network.
The mission of our company is to serve our clients with the most efficient and service available.
People in our community, when they ask who are we going to get for pest control, they just call Bosch.
Remember, insects or pests, call the
Fans go before the game. Our Southern Mexican cuisine.
Hello, my name is Brad Kistner of Avenue Subs. Avenue Subs is our home. On behalf of Muskie.
You're on train class schedules and a net nuggets. The community's college.
Pets. Call your friendly neighborhood poopers for a quote.
5-2. They're going to be hungry tonight. You've got Clear Creek, Amana at North Scott, 4-3 versus 6-1. Assumption at Iowa City Liberty. Assumption 5-2. Iowa City Liberty, Joel, just third year high school football or second at 5-2. So they're well on their way.
This is their second season.
Central DeWitt against Clinton. Clinton 0-7, really having a struggle this year. And those are some of the local 4A games and 3A games going on in the area.
Well, and we saw last night at Brady Street Stadium, Pleasant Valley taking a loss from Davenport North, who comes in here next week. Davenport North, one of the better teams in this District 4. That wind hasn't died down at all.
You know what, Joel? One of the advantages of being in the press box, though, this is the first time in a long time I've had the window shut, and I don't mind. It's nice.
I know
it was because of the wind, really.
Yeah, it was a windy night last week up in Linn-Mar. I know the Muscatine faithful had the wind in their face most of the night, so it was a blessing again last week to be up in the press box.
I want to thank our great friend Chuck Van Heck for filling in for me a week ago as I help my wife recover from back surgery. And folks, our national anthem. Fantastic every time. The mighty Muskie Marching Band with tonight's Star Spangled Banner here at Muscatine Community Stadium. Joel and I are going to step away for 2 minutes on the Hy-Vee Market Grill Express pregame show, and we'll be back with the starting lineups for the Muskies. You're listening to Muskie Football on the Muskie Sports Network.
Is this thing on? Hey, football fans. TJ Deere, Toto Muscatine. I get a little excited during the football season, and just the other day, I spiked the ball, and this is what happened. Hey, Logan, do that again. All right. Whoa! What kind of magic Jimmy. Was that? It's called Toyota Magic. And just like that, you can come out and get a brand new Toyota. So come and see us at Toyota Muscatine.
The mission of our company is to serve our clients with the most efficient and courteous service available.
People in our community, when they ask, who are we going to get for pest control, please call Bosch.
Remember, insects or pests, call the best, Bosch Pest Control.
Chicharo's Mexican Restaurant is where Muskie fans go before the game. Our Southern Mexican cuisine is truly unique to Muscatine, and we make sure everyone who walks in is treated like family. Chicharo's Mexican Restaurant is a proud supporter of Muskie Athletics.
Hello, my name is Brad Kistner, owner of Avenue Subs. Avenue Subs has been a local favorite in Muscatine for years, and we're dedicated to bringing you big sandwiches and big smiles. We're community driven and proud to call Muscatine our home. On behalf of all the employees at Avenue Subs, go Muskies!
Get into the manufacturing industry of your choice on your terms. We prepare you with hands-on training, flexible class schedules, and a network of employers after graduation. Now that's community. We are Eastern Iowa Community Colleges, the community's college.
We've been told it could be fluid.
We are back at Muscatine Community Stadium on the Hy-Vee Market Grill Express pregame show. And here come the Muskies running out to war chant. Starting lineups tonight for the Muscatine Muskies. Unofficial, sometimes there's changes from what I tell you, but this is what we've been giving at left tackle. Brenton Storr, 6'1", 220, and a senior. Left guard Alex Edwards, 5'9", 240, and a junior. The center, Anthony Matthias, 5'11", 215, and a senior. Or Cruz Schliessman will get some action, 6'3", 200, and a junior. The right guard is Charlie Becker, 5'10", 235, and a junior. And the right tackle, Xander Stolfus at 6 foot 255 and a junior. The skill players for the Muskies at wide receiver, Zach Hardy, 6 foot 175 and a senior. Eli Gay, 5'9", 170 and a junior. The quarterback for the Muskies tonight will be Xander Morgan, 6'2", 175 and a junior. Brady McDaniel, tight end, 6'5", 200 and a senior. Defensively for the Muskies, Sean Brown at one end, 6 foot 195 and a senior. The nose guard, Toggin Deason, 6 foot 315 and a junior. And at right defensive end tonight will be Rory Smock, 6'1", 250 and a senior. The linebackers for the Muskies, Diego Rangel, 5'10", 175 and a junior. Josh Thomas, 6'1", 190 and a junior. Anthony Sanchez, 6 foot 195 and a junior. Also, Tim Nimley, forgot to mention him at running back. How could I do that? Tim Nimley will be doing some double duty tonight, 5'9", 185 and a junior. Your starting tailback and linebacker tonight. Word is he's going to start both ways tonight. Prince Wee in the defensive backfield at one corner, 6 foot 185 and a junior. Tak Portilla played great all year, 5'7", 160 and a senior. The safeties, Tegan Schmelzer, 5'9", 175 and a senior. And Zach Hardy, 6 foot 175 and a senior. Hardy playing two ways also a lot tonight. Muskies on the field, ready for this kickoff. Boy, they're ready to go, Joel. We got a buck and a half left on the clock, and West has not come out yet. So looks like we're ready for some football.
Yeah, and this kickoff return team is probably excited to be on the field because they're one of the better units in the state at it. Muscatine averaging over 26 yards per kickoff return. You know, one of the better kickoff return teams, again, in the state. You know, we talked a little bit about Iowa City West's offense and what we consider to be a pretty prolific offense as far as at the quarterback position, but their defense has only given up over 30 points one time this year, and that was in week 2 against the Bettendorf Bulldogs, surrendering 42 points. So while a lot of attention is on the quarterback, Marcus Morgan, who, of course, has an offer to play at Iowa State, also has a baseball offer to play at the University of Iowa and is being heavily recruited in both sports by multiple universities. This defense has the ability to stop some people too. So it should be a fun game tonight. And again, it's actually pretty warm for this October night here in Southeast Iowa. I remember playing a much colder game in Week 8, 20 years ago.
Owen Smith will kick off for the Trojans. 5'10", 155, and a junior. Wee and Gay back for the Muskies. Eli Gay retreats, and he steps into the end zone. He's going to bring it out. He's at the 10, 15, 20. Eli to the 25. Look out down the sideline. And wrestled down at the 37. Eli Gay, and that's a good start for the Muskies.
Yeah, one of the more explosive aspects of Muscatine's game has been that kick return all season. That team blocked it well. There was a good alley for Gay to run in and gets it up over the 35-yard line. There's not a football program in America that wouldn't take a kickoff over the 35-yard line to start their field position.
First down, Muskies, their own 37. Xander Morgan and Nimley in the backfield. Sean Brown split wide left. There's a give to Nimley straight up the gut. He's hitting the backfield, but he breaks a tackle, and Tim fights to the 38 for a yard. But, boy, Nimley was hitting the backfield, but that's what he does so well, breaks tackles.
Yeah, I wish that we had the ability to tabulate yards after contact at this level. It's a tough stat to track if you don't have a dedicated staff, but he would be leading a lot of categories in the yak.
There's a give to Nimley this time. Fumble, ball on the ground, and it looks like the Muskies may have got on it.
It's close.
Good effort by number 51. I believe that was Storr to recover, but that was poked loose.
That's a big recovery there by the offensive lineman, Benson Storr.
Going to be a 5-yard loss. It'll bring up third down at 14 for the Muskies, back on their own 33.
They've got to try to win the turnover margin. That's a big key to Muscatine's success.
Nimley and Cooper now stand on each side of Morgan. This is a little toss to Cooper over the left side. He's out over the 40 and going to be taken out of bounds. That actually was a forward pass. Little pitch forward out to the 43, gain of 10. 4th and 4 for the Muskies, and they'll punt this one away.
Yeah, that fumble recovery by Benson Storr on that not only was huge to obviously keep Muscatine the ball, but it gave them the opportunity to, even though they were in 3rd and long, to keep their field position with the chance to flip it here. This should give the ball back to Iowa City West, hopefully in decent field position for the Muskie defense.
Tate Crane back to receive the punt. Xander Morgan will punt. There's a high snap. Good catch by Xander. And a low kick, but it's good that he got rid of it. And it's going to roll dead at about the 31-yard line. So good effort by Morgan to catch it and get rid of it. West will take over 1st and 10 on their own 31. Just underway, 10:38 to play. First quarter, no score.
And I think, too, we didn't get a chance to mention it in the pregame, but it's bittersweet for me to watch Iowa City West play. Their offensive coordinator, Andrew Durham, former Muskie quarterback, outstanding player here for the Purple and Gold, coordinates the offense. And Andrew's parents still live here in town, and he grew up down the street from me, so it's kind of fun watching what he's become as a coach.
Morgan barks out the snap for West. Back to pass, flares it out in a flat, and he's got a man complete, and he's out over the 35 to about the 38-yard line. And that's number 12, Graham Goring, his leading receiver.
We'll see a lot of that in their offense for West. These short, quick passes, getting the ball into their playmakers' hands out on the perimeter, putting a lot of pressure on the defense to rally up to the football and tackle well in space.
2nd down and 3 Trojans are on 38-yard line. Tyus Bell stands right next to Morgan in the pistol on 2nd down. Morgan back to pass, flares it out. Incomplete off of Crane's fingertips at the 45, 3rd and 3. And Joel, after 2 throws, I can tell you right now, and you know this better than anybody, the ball comes out of that boy's hands a little different.
Yep, this is a Division I quarterback.
It's definitely a Division I arm, no doubt.
And it's fun to watch. I mean, it's even fun, believe it or not, if you are the opposing coach. Not at the quarterback position, but I remember coaching James Morris in high school and against James Morris, and it's fun when they're not playing you to watch them play.
3rd and 3 for West. They're on 38. Morgan back to pass, running every down. Got a man, and he drops it at the 45, incomplete to McAreavy. So West comes out, throws 3 straight times, and they're going to have to punt it away so the Muskie defense holds.
Yeah, really good defensive possession. 2 drops there from the Iowa City West receiving corps, but they were drops that were because they were challenged. There was a corner ready to make that tackle right upon contact with the ball, and so that's what you want to do as a defense.
And Morgan is their punter, so you've always got to be cognizant of a fake. 4th and 3 West from their own 38. Marcus Morgan stands on his 24, and he will kick this one away. High kick, but a short kick. And it's going to take a Muskie bounce, and West will knock it down at about the 41. So a short kick, we'll call it 21 yards. And the Muskies, great field position to start their second drive on their own 41-yard line.
And really good defensive possession there, too. Played disciplined coverage where you were supposed to be. Put the pressure on the offense to execute. And they ended up getting the ball back on a 3-and-out. Very big series there for the Muskie defense.
Tak Portilla split to the left. Prince Wee, Eli Gay, and Hardy to the right. Nimley stands behind Morgan on first down. Now Nimley shifts up. Morgan back to pass. Zander flares it out. It's intercepted, the 45 on a deflection. And the man still on his feet and running with the football. And that's Grant Henderson down to the 15, 10, 5 to the end zone. He steps out of bounds just shy of the goal line at the 1-yard line. Grant Henderson picked it off at the Muskie 45 and returned it 44 yards down to the 1. Just like that, West will have first and goal. A deflected pass that was intercepted. And that sets West up in great field position.
The ball just careened right to him. And really good return there by Henderson, reversing his field. And sometimes when you have that situation, you get a block in the back or a hustle penalty, as I like to call them, and West blocked it pretty clean.
West was short a man there. Now they've got Will Hefton at fullback.
That's the perfect name for a fullback.
And they give it to Bell over the left side. Reaches for the end zone. Touchdown, Iowa City West. 9:23 to play first quarter, and Iowa City West strikes first, and they lead the Muskies 6-0.
Seriously, is there a better name for a fullback than Heft?
It is. It's a great name.
That's got to be. Those are just you can make that up in in a book, in a football book. It's like a Matt Christopher character right there.
You got me. And it's not hard to get me. Owen Smith on for the PAT for West. Muskies jump into the neutral zone off sides, and let's see if West may take it and go for 2.
I've got a 3rd grade reader in our house, so those
okay.
those were the books I read when I was a kid, and so those are the ones that my son is starting to read too.
Yeah, you get beyond Dr. Seuss, and I'm kind of out of there.
1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish, man. I'll still go down the Sneetches as my favorite book of all time.
Smith. Now, Morgan on the hold. The hold is good, and the kick from Smith is good. 9:23 to play in the first. Iowa City West 7 and the Muskies nothing. We're stepping away for 60. You're listening to Muscatine Muskie Football on the Muskie Sports Network.
Choose Poop Pals for your local pet waste management, lawn care service, snow removal, and much more. Starting as low as $7, call your friendly neighborhood pooper scoopers for a quote. Proud supporter of Muskie Sports.
Channel Seed knows that farmers are never off the clock, and neither are they. Anybody can sell you seed. Only a Channel Seedsman gives you everything you need to make the most of it. See your local Channel Seedsman, Matt Fletcher in Muscatine. Channel Seed is a proud sponsor of Muskie Sports.
Is this thing on? Hey football fans, TJ Deere, Toyota Muscatine. I get a little excited during the football season, and just the other day I spiked the ball, and this is what happened. Hey Logan,
Do that again.
all right.
Whoa! What kind of
Hey
magic
Jimmy,
was that?
it's called Toyota Magic. And just like that, you can come out and get a brand new Toyota. So come and see us at Toyota Muscatine.
Back at Muscatine Community Stadium, Owen Smith will kick off to Prince Wee, and Eli Gay standing back inside the 5. There's the kick, and it's going to be Eli Gay. He drops it. It goes into the end zone, and it's going to be touchback for the Muskies. That was a 1-yard scoring drive by Iowa City West. Tyus Bell took it in over left guard from 1 yard out following the 44-yard interception return by linebacker Grant Henderson. West with a PAT, and with 9:23 to play in the first quarter, they lead the Muskies 7-0.
And at this point for the Muscatine offense, you just got to flush and move forward. There's so much football here in front of you. Yes, you threw an interception the last series, but don't press. Just run your
There's
deal.
A play action. Morgan over the middle completes it to Eli Gay. He's out to the 29-yard line. Nice pitch and catch of 9 on first down.
That was a really nice first down completion there. Just a quick little slant route. The coverage that Iowa City West was in lended itself to that route scheme, and a good throw there from Xander Morgan.
2nd and 1 Muskies, their own 29. There's a give. Actually, Morgan keeps it. He's swallowed up in the backfield. No gain on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and 1. Joel, explain to the audience, what are you looking for? What is the quarterback looking in there when he decides to either hand it off or keep? What's his read?
So depending on the defensive front, they're reading either the interior lineman, and I think in that situation he was reading the defensive end. So the guard and the center are blocking the nose tackle, and the quarterback is watching that end, seeing if he's going to follow the back, and if he does, he keeps it, and if he goes with the quarterback, he's going to give it.
Menor Cooper on the pitch forward again. Sorry to catch off.
No.
Going to be a first down over the 30 on a 2-yard. That'll go as a pass play. It's a little pass forward, a pitch forward, so that's a completed pass. 2 yards and a first down.
And the challenge of it is that read has to be lickety-split. It has to be as fast as your eyes. It has to almost be second nature. And the ball handling side of that, you have to have so much comfort with that back because they just have to trust that you're going to take it or keep it or give it when it needs to be.
Another play action pass over the middle, complete. And it's going to be Eli Gay out to the 37, a gain of 6. It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
And those are great first down plays. They get you in such a more beneficial down and distance. And right now, Iowa City West really selling out to stop the run. So those play action, there's some openings right there behind that second level of the linebackers.
Just shy of the 37. Xander gives this one to Cooper over the right side. He's got some room. 40 out near the 45. Going to have a first down. Out of bounds, a nice run for Menor Cooper, and a first down Muskies.
And a great block there by number 76 for the Muskies. That was Alex Edwards, able to come out and seal that end, put the defensive end on the ground, giving Cooper the ability to get that first down.
Call it a gain of 9. It'll be 1st and 10 Muskies, their own 46. They trail 7-0, 7:20 to play in the first quarter. Nimley stands behind Xander Morgan. Morgan barks out the signals. He gives to Nimley. He's hitting the backfield, bounces off, and he's out near midfield, still on his feet into West territory. And down near the first down marker at the 43. Tim Nimley with a great run, broke 2 tackles there, Joel.
Yeah, just tremendous balance from that junior back. He's so good in space. One-on-one, I can't remember the last time I saw a Muscatine running back as powerful in a one-on-one situation as he was. We saw Alfonso Soko, how quick and shifty he was in space. Nimley, much more of a one-cut back where he gets going downhill and he can break a tackle.
Trips left, Sean Brown right, 1st and 10 Muskies. Morgan, and he's blown up in the backfield. Boy, they read that one all the way, and that's number 42. And I don't have a 42 on the West roster. And that's a shame because that kid blew that play up. Loss of 4. And, Nimley got right back up and started running.
I think he tried to sell it that he may have landed on the defender and wasn't down.
2nd and 14 Muskies from the West 47. 6:44 and ticking first quarter, 7-0 Trojans. Xander Morgan back to pass, sets his feet, flares it over the middle, got a man inside the 40 at the 38. That looked like helmet to helmet, and they're going to call it.
Yep.
Eli Gay with his 3rd catch on this drive, and number 7 lit him up, Grant Henderson.
Yeah, and I got thrown for a loop there. The officials have pink flags tonight.
Yes.
And this October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and the student section for Muscatine is pink. And so they're going to call a personal foul, and that's a good call.
Personal foul on the Trojans. Henderson had the big interception earlier and returned it 44 yards to the Muskie 1 to set up the Iowa City West scoring drive. And now the Muskies, after this flag, are going to have it 1st and 10 down to the 23-yard line of West, so a good drive for the Muskies.
And this is one of the better officiating crews in the state of Iowa that we have here tonight. I know these guys. I've coached in games they've worked, and they're an outstanding crew. They're not perfect, but they're a very good crew.
Mid on the backfield now. Cooper in motion, and he's going to get it again. And now we got a reverse to Gay, and it's going to open up 25-20. He bounces near the 15 and inside the 15 to the 14. That's the first time we see that. Now we've got a late flag from the back judge, and we'll see what this one is.
Yeah, we'll see if this is some extracurricular action.
It was a 9-yard gain, and it would have been just close to a first down. We've got unsportsmanlike conduct on the Muskies, and that's a tough flag after a 9-yard gain on first down.
Yeah. And so it was a dead ball call, and so that means it'll come back, so they'll walk it off. So it'll really only losing 4 yards, but you will lose the down because it did happen after the down was completed, is my understanding.
So they mark it back to the 28-yard line.
And just as importantly, too, is whichever player that was called upon, that's their first. And unsportsmanlike conducts operate like a technical foul. And so that is one for the game. And in the future, that could be another penalty like that's an ejection for whomever player that was called on.
And while we have a second, Joel, and you can explain this, unsportsmanlike could be something you said.
Yeah, there are certain words that are forbidden.
Foul.
Yeah, it doesn't mean. It is a taunting. It is
right.
a swearing. It's using there are certain trigger words that you're just not allowed to say, and if the officials hear it, they're going to call it, and they should. I mean, these are youngsters who need to, above all else, and Muscatine has a great group of kids. That it was just an aggressive play, I'm sure.
1st and 10 from the 28. There's a shovel pass to Eli Gay. Dances in the backfield, breaks a tackle at the 30, and gets down to close to the line of scrimmage. And they're really making an effort to get Eli involved tonight, and that's a 2-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 8 from the 26.
And we're seeing a lot of different formations from Muscatine tonight and a lot of different action. So what that does is it's planting seeds. So things that may have not been open earlier are going to start to open up because now linebackers are seeing Eli Gay lined up at quarterback now.
And there's a high snap. It's on the ground. And it's going to be covered up by Gay all the way back to the 45. So a huge loss of 19 on 2nd and 8. And the Muskies now have got their work cut out for them. It's going to be 3rd down and 22 from their own 45. And, Joel, I think we actually caught a break there. I didn't think we had 7 guys on the line of scrimmage. But
I think
we would have taken that
Yeah,
play.
you take the 5-yard penalty
Yes.
over the 19-yard loss. But again, just a rough break there for the Muskies.
Trips left on 3rd down and 22. Now Nimley shifts up. West showing blitz. Here they come. There's a pass on the flat, and it's incomplete off the hands of Tak Portilla. And that'll bring up 4th down and 22, and the Muskies going to have to punt this one away.
Yeah, Muscatine just continues to have some issues once they get into the green zone, inside the 30-yard line. A big penalty and then a snap over the quarterback's head. We've seen it, unfortunately, a few times this year in the first quarter where a drive has just stalled out from a mistake, and Muscatine just really needs to try to get this going, and hopefully Xander can pin them deep in their own zone.
Tate Crane back on his 15. Xander Morgan with the punt. And it's going to be Crane's got a – and he does barely get out of the way of that. That almost hit his foot. Great hustle by Sean Brown trying to get to that before it rolled across the goal line.
Yeah, it was a great punt, just about a yard and a half too strong, which it was a good run at it there for the Muscatine special teams group.
So West will take over now on their own 20-yard line. 4:55 to play in the first. They lead the Muskies 7-zip. The Muskies just had a promising drive, and it was derailed really by the unsportsmanlike penalty and then the bad snap over the head of Eli Gay and the Wildcat. 1st and 10 from the 20. Morgan and Bell in the backfield. Marcus Morgan back to pass. He flares it out. He's got a man. It's Crane. He's at the 20, 25, 30 down the sideline and knocked out of bounds by Schmelzer, but not before a gain of 21 to the 41. 1st down Trojans.
Yeah, just a short pass again, trying to get their athletes in space, and some nice blocking from their wide receivers downfield.
Go ahead, Joel.
Well, and the speed at which they get the ball out of their quarterback's hands, it negates the pass rush, essentially.
Goring and Crane to the left. Heft and Bell in the backfield. Morgan under center. Marcus Morgan back to pass, flares it out. This one to Goring. Goring dances over the 45 midfield and down the sidelines. Boy, he's got some juice. Good-looking receiver there.
Yeah, he's a big target, too. At 6'2", 180 pounds. That's a good-sized kid out there at wide receiver.
That's a gain of 17 down to the Muskie 42. So 2 big pass plays, one of 21, one of 17. And just like that, West 1st down at the Muskie 42. Crane right, Goring left. On 1st down. Marcus Morgan under center. He gives to Bell over the right side. He dances inside the 40, and Josh Thomas wraps him up and brings him down. Got to be a short gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
Nice play there from Josh Thomas.
Sophomores, folks, won their first game of the year in overtime, defeating Iowa City West 21-20. Mike Truitt's going to be a happy camper at halftime, and boy, his kids were excited to win that one. 2nd and 7 West on the Muskie 39. 2 receivers to the left, Goring to the right. Morgan back to pass. He flares it out. Got a man, and Prince Wee with the hammer. No gain. It was completed to Mickey Crutcher. And Prince Wee, you're right, Joel, read that one great.
Yeah, he came off of his number one route nicely. And hopefully we got to make sure, though, that because that route combination there, if there's a pump fake, we got to make sure that there's safety help deep because there is a hole in that zone.
3rd down and 7 West on the Muskie 39, 3:25 and ticking in the first. Iowa City West 7 and the Muskies nothing. Trips right. 1 receiver to the left on 3rd down. Morgan back to pass, pump fake, takes a shot, got a man in the slant, and that's and he's down inside the 20 to about the 16, and that's a throw right there from Morgan.
Yeah, just a little post route.
16. Always a good night for football. Good crowd tonight on a windy night. 2 receivers right and left on 2nd down. Morgan back to pass. Sets his feet, going to take a shot, and it's incomplete. Overshoots Goring at the goal line. I think he was looking for him to go out, and there's a flag in the backfield, and it's a hold on the Trojans.
Yeah, that was a little sluggo scheme there, a little slant and go from the outside receiver. Prince Wee didn't take the bait and really gave Morgan no other choice but just to throw it away. And the good pass rush there from the Muskies didn't get home because they were getting held. So good job there.
So this takes it back all the way to the 31, a 15-yard walk-off.
Again, because I know the Rules Committee listens to us every week, can we make holding from the line of scrimmage and not a spot foul?
So it's going to be 2nd down 25 from the Muskie 31. Morgan rolls to his right. Now he's going to throw it back to the left. He's got a man in his Henderson at the 25, and a good play by Prince Wee. And Prince Wee's an outstanding high school corner. Got him to the ground, a short gain to the 22-yard line. So a gain of 9 brings up 3rd and long.
Yeah, just a great job by Wee there, keeping it in front of him. And, a little bit of a gain there for the Trojans, but just really managing the down and distance, knowing your situation, so important as a secondary player. And Wee, great job of defending that. Not just the best. And really because the clock was ticking, so they want to make sure they preserve that wind at his back here because we're almost to the end of the first quarter.
You see Hayden Fry do that all the time. He'd call a timeout at the end of a quarter if he had the wind at his back.
Jeff Skillett.
There you go.
A 56-yard field goal. So you had Jeff Skillett. Who are some of those other great kickers of the Hayden Fry era?
And it kills me that I can't think of the guy's name, but the Solon kid that knocked one through to beat Pitt a couple years
Marshall
ago.
Kane.
Marshall from 57, and he drilled it.
Yeah, he hit a 55-yarder as a freshman against the Wilton Beavers as I was on the sideline for the blue and gold.
Yeah, boy, he's had a lot of power now.
I'm shocked that he hasn't gotten an NFL opportunity just with how strong his leg is. I know he's tried. But it just goes to show that people would rather sign Mike Nugent at the age of 42 than give a 27-year-old kid who – but I digress.
Smith now on. 52-yard attempt. Straight on with the wind at his back. Marcus Morgan will hold. Snap is high. Morgan gets it down. Here's the kick on its way, and it is – good. Just got through 52 yards for Owen Smith. Impressive. 14 seconds to play in the first, and it's Iowa City West 10 and the Muskies nothing. We're stepping away for 30 seconds. You're listening to Muskie Football on the Muscatine Muskie Sports Network.
The mission of our company is to serve our clients with the most efficient and courteous service available.
People in our community, when they ask, who are we going to get for pest control, please call Bosch.
Remember, insects or pests, call the best, Bosch Pest Control.
Chicharo's Mexican Restaurant is where Muskie fans...
We're back at Muscatine Community Stadium, and the Muskie defense came up big. West took that ball from their own 20, drove it down to the 16. West had a penalty, and then a big sack by Josh Thomas on 3rd down forced West into a long field goal situation of 52 yards. But Owen Smith, the junior, 5'10", 155, came in and drilled it. So West goes up 10-0 with 14.2 seconds left here in the first quarter.
And the Muscatine defense really did an outstanding job of once they got into the red zone, they didn't break. They forced West to have to kick a 52-yard field goal to get on the board. So the Muscatine defensive staff has to be really happy. They've given a short field on the first interception, and this go around a good job of being under control.
And this kick goes out of bounds, so the Muskies going to get a field position break here as Smith kicks this one out of bounds. Muskies will take over first down on their own 35.
That's a big break there to get that kick out of bounds. Field position so important in games like this, and this is a very important drive for the Muskies, who have had 2 good possessions so far. Their first 3, they want to try to finish this one out with some points.
Muskies choose to have it on the right hash. First down, they've got 3 receivers to the left. Brady McDaniel to the right. On first down, Xander Morgan starting at quarterback tonight. Jake Draves is out. There's a snap. Morgan gives to Nimley. Tim over the left side, and West is there waiting for him. Get him to the ground, no gain on the play, and that'll be the last play of the first quarter. We've played 1. It's Iowa City West 10 and the Muskies nothing. We're stepping away for 60 seconds. You're listening and watching Muskie Football on the Muscatine Muskie Sports Network.
Chicharo's Mexican Restaurant is where Muskie fans go before the game. Our Southern Mexican cuisine is truly unique to Muscatine, and we make sure everyone who walks in is treated like family. Chicharo's Mexican Restaurant is a proud supporter of Muskie Athletics.
Hello, my name is Brad Kistner, owner of Avenue Subs. Avenue Subs has been a local favorite Muscatine for years, and we're dedicated to bringing you big sandwiches and big smiles. We're community driven and proud to call Muscatine our home. On behalf of all the employees at Avenue Subs, go Muskies!
Get into the manufacturing industry of your choice on your terms. We prepare you with hands-on training, flexible class schedules, and a network of employers after graduation. Now that's community. We are Eastern Iowa Community Colleges, the community's college.
Why should someone bank at First National Bank?
Because we care about our customers and we're committed to meeting their financial needs, and we're also a big part of the community.
We are back at Muscatine Community Stadium. Brian Musell and Joel Crossauer here bringing you all the action. After one quarter, it's Iowa City West 10 and the Muscatine Muskies nothing. The Muskies first down on their own 35 to open the second quarter. Xander Morgan back to pass. He throws it back. He's got Tak Portilla in the slot. He's at the 40, dances the 45, and out near the 48 before he's brought down. A 13-yard gain on first down for the Muskies.
Yeah, it's a great use of the inside tunnel screen there for the Muskies. Takpor got the ball and some great blocking out front for him. Is a big gain there. I think we're going to see a lot more 4 wide receiver, 5 wide receiver type formations tonight with the injury to Nick Peterson, the Muskie tight end, who's not able to play tonight.
2-by-2 for the Muskies. Morgan gives to Nimley. Tim dances over midfield, 45, and hit down. Actually never goes down, but he's bumped out of bounds. A gain of 9. It'll be 2nd and 1 Muskies from the 43-yard line of Iowa City West. Really like the Muskies, Joel. They seem to be using a lot of options tonight, spreading the ball around really nice.
Yeah, and their spacing and their tempo, and overall their body language has been outstanding on offense. 2nd
and 1. Xander pitches it ahead again to Mentor Cooper. Cooper 40, 35, look out, 30, 25, and knocked out of bounds. Big play there, and that is, again, he's pitching it forward. Technically, that is considered a pass, and but it's really a big part of their running game is what it is. Down to the 22, gain of 21, 1st and 10 Muskies.
And on that play, if you go back and watch that replay, Tim Nimley, just a great seal block leading the way for Mentor Cooper on that play. You just love to see your leading rusher do the dirty work in the running game for his fellow backfield mate.
Fumble on the play. Morgan covers it up and goes down. And that's going to be a loss back to the 29. So they're going to lose 7. And ball handling, has been an issue this year for the Muskies. It's cost them some plays, Joel.
Yeah, and we've seen that twice now with a bad center quarterback exchange, and that's just one of those things that just needs to get tightened up as the game goes on.
Loss back to the 29. We're going to call it 2nd and 17 for the Muskies. 2 backs in the backfield. Xander Morgan. Xander back to pass. Pump fake. Takes a shot for Nimley, and it's incomplete down the sideline. It'll be 3rd and 17.
Yeah, a little wheel route combo there for the running back, and well covered by the Trojan secondary and linebacker. And really a good throw by Xander Morgan to not force that into a bad situation. Just throw it out of bounds and live to play another day or another down.
It's your guy or no guy, right?
Yep.
On a throw like that, you just got to make sure it's out there. Don't throw it short. 3rd down, 17 Muskies on the Iowa City West 29-yard line. 2 receivers right and left. Xander Morgan back to pass, sets, takes a shot over the middle for Gay, incomplete. Boy, there's borderline late hit, but really not too bad. So it's going to be 4th down, and I would look for the Muskies to go for it here. Really no gain in punting from the 29.
Yeah. This is that zone where you just go for it here. You got a couple big targets, too. And Brady McDaniel, yeah, he's going to come into the game.
And now a timeout for the Muskies. They're going to talk about this. 10:40 left here in the first half. 10-zip Iowa City West. We're going to leave it right here.
With in this situation, you're in between. It's a little bit too far for the field goal unit to come on and have it be a high percentage kick. But a lot of things can go right for you on this situation. You can get a pass interference call. You can, obviously, get a big play and convert that first down. And the nice thing is you have that opportunity to get the first down. You're not playing for the end zone right here. But a lot of times, situationally, a seam will open up, and you can get a big play on a down like this. We saw that a few weeks ago up at Johnston. They converted a fourth down like this. It ended up being a touchdown on a skinny post. So there's some opportunities here. One thing I've been interested to see how Iowa City West has defended Muscatine as they've spreaded them out. They've gone to what's called a cover one look, which is man-to-man coverage on the 4 receivers and the linebacker with the running back, but they've kept one safety deep. And let's see if they stick with that one safety system. Looks like they're going to now a two deep safety look with the long down and distance here. And
here we go. 4th and 17. Morgan now back to pass. Going to take a shot to the end zone for Hardy. Touchdown. And there's a flag. I think it's going to be interference on West. Good throw by Morgan. And Zach Hardy in between 2 defenders came up with a great catch. A nice pitch and catch. 29 yards for the touchdown.
And literally all 3 of the scenarios we mapped out came to fruition there. Got a big play, would have been a first down, got the pass interference penalty, and then ended up getting into the end zone for a touchdown.
Great throw from Morgan and a great catch from Hardy. And the Muskies are on the board 10-6 West with 10:35 left here.
And so they'll enforce that pass interference penalty on the kickoff. So even better.
Rory Smock on for the PAT. And the kick from Rory is good. 10:35 to play in the half. It's Iowa City West 10 and the Muskies 7. We're stepping away for 60 seconds. You're listening to Muskie Football on the Muscatine Muskie Sports Network.
Choose Poop Pals for your local pet waste management, lawn care service, snow removal, and much more. Starting as low as $7, call your friendly neighborhood pooper scoopers for a quote. Proud supporter of Muskie Sports.
Channel Seed knows that farmers are never off the clock, and neither are they. Anybody can sell you seed. Only a Channel Seedsman gives you everything you need to make the most of it. See your local Channel Seedsman, Matt Fletcher in Muscatine. Channel Seed is a proud sponsor of Muskie Sports.
Is this thing on? Hey football fans, TJ Deere, Total Muscatine. I get a little excited during the football season, and just the other day I spiked the ball, and this is what happened. Hey Logan,
Do that again.
all right.
Whoa! What kind of
Hey
magic
Jimmy,
was that?
it's called Toyota Magic. And just like that, you can come out and get a brand new Toyota. So come and see us at Toyota Muscatine.
Back at Muscatine Community Stadium, the Muskies go 65 yards. And on 4th and 17 from the West 29, Xander Morgan hits Zach Hardy in a 29-yard touchdown play. A big play, and the Muskies PAT good. They trail 10-7, 10:55, and Joel with his penalty. Onside kick? Or just a little pooch inside the 20?
Yeah, you try something like that. Or kick it deep.
And we're wrong. They kick it deep through the end zone.
The defense has played well. You might as well just go. Get that field position. Start them back at the 20. Make them go 80 yards. I like that call. Like I said, the defense has played well. It's a 3-point game. There's no reason to chase points. You got the momentum. That's a good decision.
Yes, they have played well. The touchdown drive was 1 yard after a 44-yard interception return. And then the Muskie defense stood strong, but West came out and Owen Smith banged through a 52-yard field goal. So you are correct. The Muskie defense has been stout again tonight. 1st and 10 West on their own 20. New running back now, number 11, Eric Torres Castro, stands by Morgan. There's Morgan back to pass. He flares out. He's got a man. It's Crane out over the 30 to the 32. Correction in the running back there. That's Marshawn Hoover.
And right now, just again, that quick passing game, Iowa City West just going to their short, quick hitch game.
12-yard gain on first down, 1st and 10 Trojans on their own 32. McAreevy and Goring to the left. Crutcher and Crane to the right. And Hoover in the backfield with Marcus Morgan. Morgan, he's going to keep it this time over the left side. Thomas hits him. Now Toggin Deason hits him, but Morgan breaks the tackle.
Ball's out.
There's a ball out, but he was down, and this is going to be a gain of about 4. Boy, he took a shot at the end there. The Muskies put a lick on him, and Marcus gets up now.
And I think he might be checking himself out of the game. Oh, no, it's number 6 who's coming out. But it's that's where you want him. You want him to be running the ball like that, and those are the kind of hits that take a toll on a player. He's not like he didn't like that 300-pound defensive tackle landing on him there.
And I don't blame him.
Great pursuit there from the Muskie front.
2nd and 6, just shy of the 32. Morgan gives to Hoover over the right side. Muskies meet him in the hole and get him down at about the 39. Actually, they're at the 37 before. So a gain of 2, and that'll bring up 3rd and 4 for the Trojans.
Yeah, nice little power play there for West, and defended quite nicely from the Muscatine defense. The guards will take you right to the football, and the middle linebacker, Thomas and Nimley there, flowing nicely with the defense and able to make the stop.
9 minutes to play in the first half. 10-7 West. Big 3rd down play for the Muskie defense. Morgan under center. Back to pass. Flares it out. He's got a man complete. Muskie string it out. It's Goring out over midfield. And Todd Portillo with a hit. That's going to be a flag. Stolfus took.
And Coach Mueller on the sideline letting them know that.
It was right in front of him. It'll be 2nd and 10 West on the Muskie 36. Same formation. McAreevy to the right this time. 3 receivers to the left. Morgan back to pass. Looks, flares it out to Bell in the flat. He's at the 35 to the 30. And a fumble on the play, and I think the Muskies have it. Josh Thomas with a fumble recovery. Big turnover for the Muskie defense at the 28-yard line.
Well, and just as they've done all season long, the Muscatine defense forcing turnovers, they've done a nice job of that all season. And a great open field hit there, I believe, was that Tegan Smelzer, who was in on the initial tackle, and then the pursuit from the linebacking position of Josh Thomas there to recover that fumble.
Big turnover for the Muskie defense. 1st and 10. Muskies on their own 28, 8:41 to play in the half. There's a blitz. Morgan gives to Nimley, and now Morgan keeps it, actually. As he hung on to it, he's hit hard in the backfield, and down he goes. Hoover on the stop, no gain. It'll be 2nd and Muskies.
Yeah, that was a hard fought, maybe half-yard gain, 1 yard. They hard run there from.
Going to give Xander a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9 from the 29. Trips right on 2nd down. Fires over the middle for Eli Gay, and he's going to get a 1st down over the 38 to the 39, 10 yards. And they've run that play 3 or 4 times with success.
Yeah, nice throw there from Xander Morgan. Just really, really executing that play action nicely. Let's see if they're trying to set something up maybe behind that. Now if you get those safeties starting to bite up.
3 receivers to the right. Nimley now in the backfield. Morgan back to pass. Xander takes a shot for Hardy down the field, and it's complete, I believe. Zach Hardy with a great catch.
What a
Inside
catch.
the 35 to the 33, and another great throw from Xander Morgan.
So, yeah, what a catch. But if you go back to that formation, you'll see Eli Gay had one-on-one coverage. They had the safety shading to the wide side of the field to the trips formation. So I know the Muscatine coaching staff sees that, and that's a tremendous mismatch for their best receiver.
That backs them up to the 45. So it's going to be 1st and 22 from the 45. West jumped into the neutral zone, I thought, but no flag. Play clock down at 8. Xander Morgan gets a snap. He gives to Nimley. Tim dances to the left. He's at the 40 and down inside the 40 to about the 37, a gain of 8. And that's a nice play on first down. It'll bring up 2nd and 12.
Yeah, that's a big chunk play to get back to, so you're not as in 2nd and long. It's still 2nd and long, but it's not 2nd and forever. So that's a good play there on first down.
We'll say 2nd and 13 for the Muskies.
Plus, how many times have you seen Nimley make an 8-yard play turn into a 35-yard play?
Many. Trips to the right for the Muskies. Prince Wee to the left. There's a play action again over the middle, and boy, it's deflected. McAreevy that time got up and deflected it. It's going to bring up 3rd and long for the Muskies.
Active.
We're stepping away for 30 seconds. You're watching Muskie football on the Muscatine Muskie Sports Network.
The mission of our company is to serve our clients with the most efficient and courteous service available.
People in our community, when they ask, who are we going to get for pest control, they just call Bosch.
Remember, insects or pests, call the best. Bosch Pest Control.
Back at Muscatine Community Stadium, and we got a great football game. Brian Musell and Joel Crossauer here. The Muskies trailed 10-zip after the first quarter, and they've scored 1 touchdown here in the second quarter on a 4th and 17 play from the Iowa City West 29-yard line. It was a 29-yard touchdown pass from Xander Morgan to Zach Hardy, and we sit 10-7. This is 3rd and 13 right now from the West 41. There's a give to Nimley. Tim straight at the gut. He's hit the hole. He's going to gain 2 or 3, and it's going to bring up 4th down and about 9.
And I think this is another situation just like last time. You go for it here. It's a 4th and 9. And I like that play call for 2 reasons. It gets the clock going again. An incomplete pass there would have stopped the clock. And you kind of have to manage that because you know that West is going to get another possession here. And 2, Nimley is so dynamic, that's a play that can be a big gainer for the Muskies.
Watch for Hardy lined up at tight end. And there's a give, actually a forward handoff again to Cooper over the right side. He's inside the 30 and drop down right there. And the Muskies will turn it over on downs. And the way the Muskie defense has been playing, I totally understand the play call there.
Oh, absolutely. And that play has been a gainer for the Muskies. I mean, they've averaged, I think, about 8 to 12 yards per time they ran that. And so it was the right call.
1st and 10 now West on their own 29-yard line. 5:29 left in the first half. If you just joined us, West, outstanding young junior quarterback Marcus Morgan with Division I interest, 1 offer from Iowa State that we know of. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Morgan gives to Hoover over the right side, Marshawn Hoover, and he's chased down from behind and taken to the turf by Tim Nimley.
Yeah, good close there from Nimley in the linebacker position, but also a good job of not horse collar tackle there. He had an opportunity, but he kept his feet running and he ran through the tackle and kept that from happening.
4-yard gain for West, 2nd and 6 on their own 33.
Some of our fine broadcast sponsors, Boonies on the Avenue and Avenue Subs, bringing you Muskie Sports.
Morgan and Hoover in the backfield. 2nd and 6. Marcus Morgan back to pass, sets, fires down the sideline. Incomplete off the hands of his receiver. Another good throw, and Crane couldn't bring that one in.
Yeah, that's a long throw going down the crown of the field, just a little bit behind his receiver.
I mean, Joel, that is a major league arm. You know.
Yeah, literally. I mean, we may see this kid pitching in the major leagues.
He's throwing that on a rope from one hash to the other sideline.
The
opposite hash to the other
I've
sideline.
only seen one other quarterback make that throw in the state of Iowa, and that's Kyle Orton.
3rd and 6. Yeah, we all know the type of career he had. Morgan rolls to his left, rushes on, steps up into the pocket. Down he goes. There's a big sack by Tim Nimley.
Great play.
He's actually going to gain a couple yards to the 36, but it's going to be 4th and 3 as Morgan had daylight and Nimley ran him down.
Yeah, this pass rush has created some problems for the Trojans here, and Muscatine's defense just continuing to play at a high level.
As we said earlier, too, Marcus Morgan is the punter, just like Xander Morgan is the Muskie punter. So you've got two quarterbacks that punt. So anything could be in play. Or Morgan with a little bit of a limp there, Joe.
Yeah, and there's only 9 seconds left on the play clock here. 7 seconds now.
Got to get it off. The Muskies have Prince Wee back on his 33. There's the snap. A low kick by
And you just got to get away from that one if you're Muscatine.
It's going to roll inside the Muskie 30 and drop at the 27. So
and Morgan is not feeling good. You can see that over there. He's in pain.
Yeah, he limped
Marcus
back
Morgan,
out.
that
Then he
is.
had to punt. Talking to the official right now, it looks like his right ankle. And he goes off, and the Muskies now come out. 1st and 10 on their own 27. Plenty of time. 4:31 to go in the half. One timeout in their pocket. And the wind at their back.
And so the officials have just officially blown this dead as an injury timeout. So that gives that stops the play clock. That resets everything.
And now Morgan kind of jogged off towards the end there. So
that'll be an interesting development to see how that goes.
Hardy and Gay to the right for the Muskies. Prince Wee and Tak Portia to the left. Tim Nimley behind Xander Morgan.
And really the whole playbook in effect here because we got just over 5 minutes, or just under 4.5 minutes to play here in the first half.
Xander Morgan back to
delay of
pass, and
game.
now we've got a flag, and it is going to be delay of game on the Muskies. So it'll be 1st and 15, back on their own 22.
And that's just a situation there where the quarterback we got the play clocks now. Keep those eyes up. Just keep it in your peripheral vision so you see where you're at.
1st and 15. Xander Morgan back to pass. Sets. Ball's deflected, and it's intercepted at the line of scrimmage by one of the defensive linemen. And let's see who has it. And it's going to be number 33, Will Heft, the gentleman that plays fullback also. A deflected pass. It's a second one that was deflected and picked. And West, just like that, with a big turnover as 1st and 10 on the Muskie 21-yard line.
Yeah, you teach defensive linemen that you got to have your hands active. If you're not going to get to the quarterback on the pass rush, kind of get your eyes up, try to see if you can get your hand into the throwing lane. And the defensive lineman for West able to do that, and that turned into an interception.
First down West on the Muskie 21. Morgan is okay. He's out there now. Bell to his left. Two receivers to the right, Goring to the left, and this is going to be a reverse. Over the left side, there's holding on the edge, no flag, and the running back runs out of bounds, and that's number 25, Fabian Brown.
Sean Brown, an outstanding job of running that play down from behind, keeping the pressure, and good job of setting the edge. Was that Prince out there on the corner? I think it was, of just keeping that reverse from being unable to turn it up the field.
So a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7 for the Trojans on the Muskie 18-yard line. 3:50 and ticking here in the first half, and the Trojans lead the Muskies 10-7. Crane to the right, Goring to the left. Hoover now in the backfield behind Heft. On 2nd down, Morgan back to pass. Flares it down the sideline for Goring, and it's going to be out of bounds. Great coverage again by Prince Wee.
Yeah, watching that receiver's eyes, seeing the ball, and pushing him out of bounds. Great coverage there. You couldn't teach that any better.
We had a false start anyway on West, so it wouldn't have mattered. Procedure call, actually. And the Muskies will take it.
Was there a whistle that we missed? Or
no.
Maybe an illegal formation or something like that.
Yeah, illegal, yes.
But
again, Joel, when you watch that play, Goring's a heck of a receiver.
Yeah.
Morgan's a great quarterback. People, I don't think, understand how good Prince Wee really is.
Yeah, he's outstanding. But these two corners, Tia and Wee for Muscatine, are just tremendous players.
2nd down and 12 now, West.
This whole secondary's played an outstanding game.
There's Boot. They've got it in a flat, and it's incomplete, dropped by Heft, and they've dropped several balls tonight on Morgan. It's going to be 3rd down and 12 for the Muskie 24. This Muskie defense has just continued to play outstanding football. Another great opportunity for them to get off the field.
Yeah, Sean Brown again disrupting that boot, forcing Morgan to get rid of that a little bit earlier, and he threw it behind the Heft, threw it to his back hip, and just unable to secure the catch. Again, those little things, those little minute pressures, those getting in the face of the quarterback, and really the secondary doing a nice job. Tim Nimley was right in the back hip pocket of that fullback as well.
3 receivers to the right. Morgan back to pass. He rolls to his right. He looks downfield, fires incomplete, and another drop. And this one's going to be Crane, and that would have been right at the sticks at the 11-yard line.
But again, Diego Rangel, Jorge Ocampo right there, within a yard of his man. Just tremendous positioning from this defensive backfield, tightening the window, making it a tough spot for that quarterback to have to fit it into.
Owen Smith on for a 40-yard attempt on the left hash. This one's into the wind, and we've got a timeout, Iowa City West. We're going to step away for 30 seconds. You're watching Muskie football on a Muskie Sports Network.
Chicharo's Mexican Restaurant is where Muskie fans go before the game. Our Southern Mexican cuisine is truly unique to Muscatine, and we make sure everyone who walks in is treated like family. Chicharo's Mexican Restaurant is a proud supporter of Muskie Athletics.
Hello, my name is Brad Kistner, owner of Avenue Subs. Avenue Subs has been a local favorite Muscatine for years, and we're dedicated to bringing you big sandwiches and big smiles. We're community-driven and proud to call Muscatine our home. On behalf of all the employees at Avenue Subs, go Muskies!
Back at Muscatine Community Stadium, Brian Musell, Joel Crosshauer, and quite a competitive football game here. 3:21 to play in the first half. Iowa City West leads the Muskies 10-7. West has 4th down and 12 on the Muskie 23, and Owen Smith is on to try a 40-yard field goal from the left hash. He's 1 for 1 tonight.
Actually, it looks like they brought the offense out. They're going to go for it.
They didn't like this going into the wind. And, he had kicked a 52-yarder with the wind.
And it just got over the crossbar.
Good call. 4th and 12 now, and Morgan in the gun. Hoover stands to his right. Marcus Morgan pump fakes. He looking to the left, throws over the middle. Incomplete. Great coverage again on the play is Goring. Incomplete at the 5, and a Muskie defense. What a big hold after an interception and great
deep in their own
on
zone,
the 21-yard line.
That I was listening to a podcast that features former Muskie fullback and Iowa Hawkeye, Drake Kulik, and one of the guys on there was talking about how Phil Parker, the defensive coordinator at Iowa, says, listen, when a fire happens, you don't ask who started the fire, you just show up and put it out. And that's exactly what the defense did right there.
Morgan rolls to his right. Xander fires, and it's complete to Zach Hardy. The 31. Zach Hardy, have a half, boy.
He's doing his best Julian Edelman impersonation out there. He's catching everything thrown his way, running crisp routes, and really helping his quarterback out and helping play winning football for his football team. 2nd and 2, and I love the call after an interception. They come out throwing on the next play. And tempo.
And Xander Morgan picking up some confidence as this game's going on. 2nd down and 2. Trips right for the Muskies. Xander back to pass. Seth's going to take another shot for Hardy. He's open. He's got him, and it's incomplete. And there's a flag as Bell grabbed his arm, Joel, at the 40, and there's an interference call on West.
And I think at full speed it was hard to see that contact, but if you can go back and watch it, his inside wrist was grabbed by the corner. Outstanding call from that side judge to see that, because that's a tough one to see. And great call and a great offensive play call from the Muskies too. We've seen that safety not be over the top there, and they went after it right there. Good job.
And you're seeing the Muskies have seen something here. Hardy is fast. And he ran. He really was getting separation there. And the Muskies are going to continue to go to that, like you said. if no safety is going to be over the top. And now they've switched,
and if
you notice that.
And I believe that Hardy runs track for the Muskies and had a strong season in some of the sprints.
There's a give to Nimley. Tim straight up the gut, still on his feet, over midfield, inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. Tim the Hammer Nimley on a big run for the Muskies.
You know, the thing I love about Tim in those situations is he's not a big strider. His feet are just short and choppy, and he just keeps going. He understands friction and how to keep his feet moving on the ground, and he doesn't stop.
Trips right. This is Nimley again. Feed the beast. Tim dances inside the 30, 25, inside the 20 to the 19. Another 20-yard run. Nimley ripping them off in chunks. And the are in the First National Bank red zone for the first time tonight. Go see Scott Ingstad and the crew at First National Bank.
The newspaper man in me wants to write the headline of Nimley is nimble on a run like that. That was just a beautiful run there from the junior.
Joel, you've used friction and nimble in the last two, ways. I love it.
I've had careen
friction
earlier.
There you go. Yeah, but I can't spell that. There's Menor Cooper over the left, 15-10, and brought down inside the 10 of the Muskies at first and goal now with a clock stopped at $1:38 here in the first half.
The momentum is firmly on the Muskies side right now. They need to finish this drive.
First and goal on the West 7-yard line. And you're right, with tempo and West playing so many two-way players, they're a little gassed. First and goal, 3 receivers to the right. Cooper in the backfield now is Xander Morgan. And there's a give to Menor Cooper straight up the gut. And he's going to gain a couple right at the 5. It's going to be second and goal. One timeout, plenty of time with 1:10.
And here's a testament to the offensive line right now for Muscatine, too. They are winning the line of scrimmage on this drive, keeping that push. The Muskie backs are getting a yard or two past the line of scrimmage before they're even getting contact.
3 receivers to the right, Prince Wee to the left, Cooper in the backfield with Morgan. Xander's going to keep it straight up the gut. Almost breaks a tackle. He gets down to the 3. McAreevy with a good tackle, or Xander would have scored there. And now a West player goes to the ground. It's going to bring up third and goal from just inside the 3 for the Muskies, and we have an injury timeout for West. 41 seconds to play in the half, and West leads the Muskies 10-7.
Yeah, you get in those scrum situations, and it's easy for an ankle to get rolled up on, or you hate to speculate on what the injury might be, but those are unfortunately things you see more and more as you get down into this goal line in these short yardage situations. I cannot say enough about how impressed I am with this Muscatine offense tonight. They have had some adversity. They've had 2 turnovers already. And their defense has given them the ball back in positive positions, and they've moved forward, which is so important for a group of youngsters like this.
They have. They've played really well here, especially in the second quarter offensively.
Here's the hammer package. I don't know if that's what they call it, but that's what I call it. You've got Tongan Deason as the up back, and your 6'4" quarterback Reed Olsis coming in.
Nimley not in, and there's also gives to Cooper, and he's going to be thrown for a loss. Tim Nimley being tended to after those 2 big, powerful runs, and it looks like he's going to be okay, though. He got a couple more drinks. He was at Nicole Calvert. The Muskies called timeout. It's going to be 4th and goal Muskies from the 5-yard line. And since I mentioned Nicole, I want to give a shout-out to her mom and dad, Bill and Karen Salveson, in town tonight to make sure Doc's doing his job. And I know they're watching, and, Nicole paying her dues on the sideline and making these Muskies healthy.
Yeah, it does such an outstanding job. And we talked about West having multiple players playing both ways. Tim Nimley playing both ways for the first time this season, playing linebacker and running back. And I really think we're going to see a field goal attempt here, Brian. Short clock, well within the range. This is essentially an extra point. It is on the left hash. But I think you don't want to chase points at this stage in the game. And your opportunity to go into half tied up with a kick here.
So Rory Smock puts it down on the 11. It'll be a 21-yard attempt from the left hash. 32 seconds left in the half. Good snap and hold, and the kick by Rory is right through and good. 29 seconds to play and a half. We're tied at 10. We're stepping away for 60. You're watching Muskie football on the Muscatine Muskie Sports Network.
Get into the manufacturing industry of your choice on your terms. We prepare you with hands-on training, flexible class schedules, and a network of employers after graduation. Now that's community. We are Eastern Iowa Community Colleges, the community's college.
Why should someone bank at First National Bank?
Because we care about our customers and we're committed to meeting their financial needs, and we're also a big part of the community.
Is this thing on? Hey football fans, TJ Deere, Toyota Muscatine. I get a little excited during the football season, and just the other day I spiked the ball and this is what happened. Hey Logan,
do that again.
All right.
Whoa! What kind of magic
Jimmy.
was that?
It's called Toyota Magic. And just like that, you can come out and get a brand new Toyota. So come and see us at Toyota Muscatine.
Choose.
We are back at Muscatine Community Stadium, and the Muskies get on the board to tie this with a 21-yard field goal by Rory Smock, and we're tied at 10 with 29 and a half seconds to play in the half. Aguirre will kick it off for the Muskies, and he pop flies it to Bell. He gets it at about the 11. He's at the 20. Bell cuts it up over the 25 to the 27, where he's brought down with 24.7. West with one timeout. I wouldn't be shocked to see a knee here.
Yeah, you'll see that more often than not. Just go into half, especially with West getting the ball as the second half begins.
And into the wind.
Morgan still, Marcus Morgan jogging out gingerly to the huddle, but they're going to break into a standard formation. That doesn't mean they aren't going to take a knee, but
Fabian Brown in at tailback.
Nothing get behind you if you're a secondary player here.
And Morgan's going to take a shot. And it is down the sideline. It's complete for about a 10-yard gain to the 38. So it's going to be 1st and 10, and that stops the clock with 20 seconds. And I probably shoot a little premature on that when you got a gun like Morgan possesses.
Yeah, right.
You know, you can take a shot or two, and you never know. 3 receivers to the right on 1st down. Morgan back to pass. Steps up. Fires to the sideline. Got a man complete. And out of bounds right at midfield, another 12-yard gain. Crane this time. 15 seconds to play. And with the kicker they have, they are going into the wind. I'm not sure what his range is going this way.
I would say it's about what would you call it, a 2-club wind. So I would say that's about a 15 to 20-yard wind. So we've seen him kick a 52-yarder. So I'm thinking maybe, you got to get down to the 20 to make it a manageable kick.
2 receivers right and left. Morgan back to pass, shoots it over.
Ladder again.
Got it again, and he's down near the 40. It's going to be another gain of about 9 to the 41. 2nd and 1 with 11 seconds. And they can still use the middle of the field with 1 timeout. They haven't yet. But you may see a shot in the middle right here. 2nd and 1 West on the Muskie 41.
Hook and ladder is one of my favorite plays in football.
That was great in one of the movies. I can't remember which one that was.
That one.
You know what I'm talking about.
It's Varsity Blues.
With Billy Bob. There you go. Back to pass. Morgan rolls to his right, looks downfield, takes a shot, got a man, and he completes it and out of bounds with 4 seconds. And that's Goring, and that's going to be at about the 25. We'll see where they spot this. So we'll see if they can kick a 42-yarder into the wind or if they're going to take a shot to the end zone.
I mean, they've really executed this offense exactly how they wanted to. They've worked the edges, they've worked the sidelines, and they've put themselves in position where they can have options. But I do think that they are just going to go for it here because of the wind.
And they will.
Know your situations here. 4 seconds.
And now they call timeout.
Well, is it really a benefit for Muscatine here? Because you can – a first down, have at it. You know, they're not – I mean, anything that you keep in front of the goal line, the half's over. So you got to play smart, know your positioning on the field, and, you know, play defense without, you know, pass interference. And the best way to defend the pass here in this situation is to get a good pass rush from your base lineman, your front four or your front three, to really push that pocket. You know, if you can get a good interior pass rush in this situation, you can be really disruptive and mess up the timing of an offense.
Stay tuned at the half for the Toyota Muscatine Halftime Show, where Mike Truitt will talk about the sophomores' first win of the season, and Ben Nitzel will come in and break down the first half of this game. And Smith is on now. Owen Smith to attempt a 42-yard field goal into the wind from the right hash.
Don't jump off sides here.
And Marcus Morgan is the holder. Muskies in prevent. There's a snap, and there's the kick, and this is going to be way left and short. And that wind, you're right, Joel, that's a two-club wind. We've played a half. We're tied at 10. We're taking a 2-minute timeout, and we'll be back with a Toyota of Muscatine Halftime Show. You're listening and watching Muskie Football on the Muscatine Muskie Sports Network.
Choose Poop Pals for your local pet waste management, lawn care service, snow removal, and much more. Starting as low as $7, call your friendly neighborhood pooper scoopers for a quote. Proud supporter of Muskie Sports.
Channel Seed knows that farmers are never off the clock, and neither are they. Anybody can sell you seed. Only a Channel Seedsman gives you everything you need to make the most of it. See your local Channel Seedsman, Matt Fletcher in Muscatine. Channel Seed is a proud sponsor of Muskie Sports.
The mission of our company is to serve our clients with the most efficient and courteous service available.
People in our community, when they ask, who are we going to get for pest control, please call Bosch.
Remember, insects or pests, call the best, Bosch Pest Control.
Chicharo's Mexican Restaurant is where Muskie fans go before the game. Our southern Mexican cuisine is truly unique to Muscatine, and we make sure everyone who walks in is treated like family. Chicharo's Mexican Restaurant is a proud supporter of Muskie Athletics.
Hello, my name is Brad Kistner, owner of Avenue Subs. Avenue Subs has been a local favorite in Muscatine for years, and we're dedicated to bringing you big sandwiches and big smiles. We're community driven and proud to call Muscatine our home. On behalf of all the employees at Avenue Subs, go Muskies!
Get into the manufacturing industry of your choice on your terms. We prepare you with hands-on training, flexible class schedules, and a network of employers after graduation. Now that's community. We are Eastern Iowa Community Colleges, the community's college.
Why should someone bank at First National Bank?
Because we care about our customers and we're committed to meeting their financial needs, and we're also a big part of the community.
We are back at Muscatine Community Stadium, and this is the Toyota of Muscatine Halftime Show. Brian Musell, joined here at the half by head sophomore football coach Mike Truitt. And Coach Truitt, what a thrilling night, and that's why I always tell everybody, get out here at 5 o'clock and watch these sophomore kids compete. And they've taken it on the chin this year, but they've never given up. They've played their butts off, and tonight they were rewarded with a 21-20 overtime thrilling win against Iowa City. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
It was such a great game. You scored first, missed the PAT, you're up 6-0. West responded with a couple touchdowns, and then you guys had a huge fourth quarter drive at the end and got the tying touchdown with 2-point conversion inside of 2 minutes. Your defense held, and it went into overtime. And I wasn't quite sure if they were playing overtime. I'm not sure. Sometimes sophomore level, they just go, okay, we tie and move on. And I was thrilled to see that because nobody you guys I know didn't want to walk out the field with a tie. You play to win the game. You had a shot. You scored first, got the PAT, and then West scored and went for 2 to win the game, and your defense rose to the occasion. And I haven't seen a happier sideline than I have in a long time than what I witnessed tonight with your kids.
Yeah,
for
sure. Yeah, it was. We knew they were going to have to go for 2 because there was only 1 overtime period. That's all they gave us. It was 1. So it was
it's either kick the tie or go.
Yeah. So they're not going to kick it to tie it up. So we knew they were going for 2. So that helped a little bit too.
Right.
We knew we had to play 4 downs and they were go for 2, and the defense stepped up, and it was just awesome. I'm so happy for those guys. We spent the whole week I talked every day about culture and just not giving up when things don't go our way and sticking to the game plan all 4 quarters, every minute of the game. And they did tonight. It was a different team tonight, and I'm so happy for them.
Not everything's about winning, but it sure feels a lot better when you do.
Yeah, and I'm sure. Yeah, that's what I said.
That I'm just, not everything is about winning. We get that, but when you win, and the kids, you could just see the steps they were taking after this. They had some spring in it, and they were really having fun, and just I don't have a personal relationship really with any of those kids on that team, but I've watched all their games that I've been to. I always love to get here early to watch. And I was so happy to see him rewarded tonight. And, Coach, I do want to talk about a couple kids that I watched them all year, but tonight, one kid in particular really – well, actually both of them stood out. And they physically just look different. And I know they're going to have an impact as varsity players next year and the year after, the next 2 years. Nolan Recker and Brock Garrison, these two kids, these two kids are varsity ready. I mean, they physically – looked the part, and they're playing both ways, and at times were incredibly dominant tonight.
Oh, for sure.
And I just wanted you to comment on that.
Yeah, and Brock spent the first part of the season up at varsity, and then some older guys kind of stepped in, so we moved him back to the sophomore so that he was getting playing time instead of setting up at the varsity. And, yeah, Brock he actually got the Godfather's Pizza last night at our team dinner because he just – goes nonstop in practice. And Nolan is, if we got to throw the ball, that the guy's got great hands. He's got such height and athletic.
What is he, about 6'4"?
Yeah, 6'4". Yeah.
And the thing is, you've got him playing defense and offense too, and the way he catches the ball, he's got really good hands, and he goes after the football. He doesn't let it come into him. He goes after it with his hands, and he caught the touchdown and the big 2-point conversion for you. And, I mean, he's just a physical. I could see him being a big red zone problem for other teams the next couple of years.
Oh, yeah.
Level.
We've been practicing that 2-point conversion all year and knew if it ever came down to it, that was the play. And actually we used it to get a key first down, too. So I was a little leery coming back to it, but I knew it was just going to be wide open.
Reminded me, except you went the other way of the old Banks to Clark against Purdue.
Yeah, exactly.
Same weekend to the other side. Where the tight end, you guys rolled, and it was kind of the throwback.
Yep, for sure.
And it was a beautiful play and a great play call. And Connor Christensen got in the football, and he played well tonight too.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, and Mason Crabtree ran the ball hard too from out of the running back position. Just finally getting his shoulders down. Him and I had a little conversation at halftime, and he came out and just ran the ball well.
Well, Coach, congratulations. Next week, folks, final time to see these guys.
We got 2 more.
You got 2 more.
Yeah, we play City High next Tuesday too.
Okay, here?
Up there. So Friday we play North, and then the weekend.
So will that give you an extra game this year?
No, that was that night that the storm that they canceled the
Gotcha.
game. So we're going to make that one up.
Okay.
So yeah, we still have a third of our season left.
So folks, you can go to City High Tuesday night, check these guys out, or at home next Friday. Get out here at 5 o'clock if you want to see a bunch of kids playing their tails off for the school, for themselves, for each other, and for your community. Mike Truitt, you were rewarded tonight, you and your crew. Enjoy this one, and really happy for you and your kids.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll enjoy it, and then we'll be back Monday getting ready for Davenport North.
There you go. Never a day off.
Thank
Coach
you.
Truitt, thank you. And Ben Nitzel will jump in here now. And Coach Nitzel's here to talk about half number one. And Ben, I got to tell you, I'm a little disappointed you went to the jacket tonight. Usually you tough it out and you got shirt sleeves on, but it must be cold if Ben Nitzel's wearing a jacket.
Well, I like to go short sleeves for our games. I just tell people my anger keeps me warm. Once we get to the varsity game, then it can be a different story sometimes.
I want to pick your brain before we talk varsity because you had a thriller and we're talking to Coach about this. At the end there, they call a timeout. They're going for it, 4th and goal from the 8. Well, you called a timeout. Didn't you race down the sidelines?
Yes.
What exactly was Ben Nitzel telling the kids in that moment?
Well, in that moment I was
Don't
telling
let them score.
Well, that also we need to cover up the trips. We'd had trouble all day, all week, day playing the trips and having all three of our guys cover up. So when they came out, I was already cheating down the line a little because I thought we're not going to cover them up. But they came out and tripped, sure enough, and so I had to sprint down there and get the timeout, or they'd had a wide open guy. And so yeah, quite a bit of fun for us. It was a great win for the kids.
10-10 here at the half varsity game, and really the Muskie defense has played outstanding. They give up a 1-yard touchdown run after an interception and 44-yard return. Put them in a no-win situation there, 1st and goal on the 1. And then a 52-yard field goal after a big sack, with the wind at his back. So West has 10 points on a typical night, may not have any if, we take care of the football a little bit there. But I love the way the offense is spreading the football around tonight. They seem to have some rhythm, and I really think if the Muskies come out with a stop after West gets it first possession of third quarter, I think we're in the driver's seat in this one. I like the way it's going.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it was a very nice job by Coach Mueller there of running some slants early and getting Eli in the ball game, getting him some touches. They've obviously had some success going vertical with Zach Hardy down the line there and really putting his corner, who's playing man-to-man pressure under a lot of duress, and then of course just getting Tim the ball. And when Tim's needed a blow or a little bit of a rest, then you've got a nice job with Mentor is a pretty good kid to have coming off the bench. So
the last 2 runs at Nimley in the second quarter, that is total beast mode right there. Absolute beast. They're both 20-plus yard runs with a lot of contact, and Tim wasn't to be denied. And I want to point out that you mentioned that with a Hardy, the Muskies have found a matchup they like, and late in the second quarter after that last pass play that was completed, they flipped corners. They brought another guy over on Hardy and flipped their corners, so it'll be interesting to see how they open the second half defensively there.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to keep that guy over there because, the first kid was just having no success, and so Zach was kind of getting whatever he wanted down the sideline, those vertical routes. And, credit Xander, nice balls, and that puts him in a position to either get the penalty or get the catch, and the boys have converted, so great job. And, yeah, you can't say enough about Coach Hawkins. Coach Schultz's defense has done a tremendous job tonight. To your point, 1st and goal from the 1 after a big momentum play, you're almost never going to make that stop. And then that field goal, what a tremendous field goal. But I know he had some wind behind it, but, geez, what a great kick by that kid to make that field goal. And so, again, you put him in really, to your point, would normally be a non-scoring position. They just happen to have a weapon that can make that kick. And so they've done a nice job of getting some turnovers when they needed, bending but not breaking and putting West under pressure.
Want to talk about the play in the first half of Prince Wee, playing against a great quarterback and excellent receivers. May just be me, Ben, but I think this kid's got a huge, really, really big future ahead of him. Prince Wee's been outstanding.
Yeah, he's had a really nice game, done some nice job, locking kids up, and a lot of talent all over the field for the Muskies. And so it's nice to see him coming into it a little bit tonight and really playing well against a good West ball club.
Ben Nitzel, thanks as always for joining us. Spent a little extra time with Coach Truitt celebrating that big win tonight. Want to step out so Joel can jump in and give some halftime stats.
Does that mean you don't want to talk about my 5-1 division-leading Green Bay Packers?
Green Bay Packer talk is off limit. Oh, you're really going to brag about that one?
Absolutely. I'll take
11
anything.
on 17?
Absolutely.
Are you kidding me?
Absolutely.
That was called the referee pinstripe ball there. That was incredible. Hands of the face has never been so disgraced as those 2 calls. Bakhtiari should win the Academy Award for snapping his head back with no hit. But anyway, we're not going to get into that. Ben, thanks for joining us.
My pleasure.
As always, I appreciate it, buddy.
Take care.
And we'll see you next Friday right here. Folks, we're going to step away for 2 minutes. You're listening and watching the Toyota Halftime Show, and you're watching Muskie football on a Muskie Sports Network.
Choose Poop Pals for your local pet waste management, lawn care service, snow removal, and much more. Starting as low as $7, call your friendly neighborhood pooper scoopers for a quote. Proud supporter of Muskie Sports.
Channel Seed knows that farmers are never off the clock, and neither are they. Anybody can sell you seed. Only a Channel Seedsman gives you everything you need to make the most of it. See your local Channel Seedsman, Matt Fletcher in Muscatine. Channel Seed is a proud sponsor of Muskie Sports.
Is this thing on? Hey football fans, TJ Deere, Toyota Muscatine. I get a little excited during the football season, and just the other day I spiked the ball, and this is what happened.
Here in Muscatine, it's just about the end of halftime with the Muscatine Muskies and Iowa City West tied up 10-10. We've got Muscatine's Jamie Raker has to make a 10, 20, and a 35-yard field goal for a chance at $10,000. This is Tony Tone. We've got Hy-Vee Store Director Matt Schweitzer here. Phil Schlesman is the official holder. Matt, what do you think? We've got a lot of wind tonight.
We got the wind in our favor tonight. I think it's looking good.
I have a feeling that Jamie is going to make this first attempt. Again, make 3 field goals, win $10,000. Here goes attempt number 1. Jamie, when you're ready, he's lined up. The kick is, that's good. All right, he's made the first kick. Now we've got to go to the 20. If he makes the 20, we go to the 35. 2 more kicks, $10,000. That ball went really far. Holy moly. Jamie, that went way out there. Yeah. So you feel like the wind is helping you out tonight or what?
Well, I think it's helped me just a little bit. My goal is just to get the ball up in the air and then maybe get some help from the wind.
Excellent. All right, my kids are almost getting run over by football players. Henry, come over here. All right, we've got a 20 and then a 35-yard attempt. $10,000 on the line. Guys, come over here. 20-yard attempt. Phil Schlesman's lining it up. Jamie's going to get ready for his attempt. Again, if he makes 3 field goals tonight, $10,000, which to Brian and Joel, that's pocket change, everybody. One time, Joel Krassauer had a bag of $10,000 that he let me borrow. I'm just kidding, of course. Second attempt from 20 is just short. Good effort. Buddy, we're going to set you up with a gift card. We'll reach out to you and get that to you. Thank you for being a good sport.
Well, thank you very much. I was happy to participate.
I tell you what, that was a good attempt. We had a lot of fun. We've got one more time left during the season. It's another kick for cash next Friday, the 25th, right here at Muscatine Community Stadium. Back to Brian and Joel. Go Muskies. Let's win this game.
And it is just halftime wrapping up here as the Muscatine Muskies are tied at 10 against the Iowa City West. Again, the kick for cash presented by Hy-Vee Market Girl Express. It is the Toyota of Muscatine halftime show. Statistically speaking, really been a pretty low-scoring half. 10-10. Marcus Morgan with 138 yards passing to lead Iowa City West offense. Their lone touchdown came on a 1-yard touchdown run by Bell in the first quarter, coming off of the long interception return from Garrett Henderson. And for the Muskies, a balanced attack. Tim Nimley leading the way rushing. But again, the big plays of the first half have been, Brian, through the air from Xander Morgan to Zach Hardy with the one long touchdown pass, converting a 4th and 13. And that was the difference in the first half, was the passing game for the Muskies.
And Joel, I feel like tonight is the first night you've really seen the offense, Coach Mueller. They only have 10 points, but is envisioned from day one. They've spread it around. They got a lot of people involved. They found a matchup there that they really liked. And at the end of the half, those 2 20-plus yard runs by Nimley, that's vintage Tim Nimley. Those are 2 runs that you can, you put on a highlight reel. They were punishing, tough runs, and he delivered the punishment. And really, everything was open then. The passing game's open. Nimley had big holes to run through and made people pay the price. And Ben and I were talking about this at the half. I really think if the Muskies come up with a stop here in the first drive of the third quarter, I think they're in the driver's seat. I think they played really well down the stretch of the first half.
Yeah, they've played great defense too. That's been a major factor for this Muscatine team really all season long. Their defense has been one of the strength of the team, and the offense really kind of finding their own tonight. And Rory Smock, a huge field goal there.
Yes, it was. Smock with a kickoff to open up the second half, and it's going to be Crutcher takes it at about the 16. He cuts to his left now, straight up the gut, 40-45, look out, and he's out to midfield, and a good tackle by Tak Portilla to get him to the turf. And a big return just like that to open the second half. 1st and 10 on their own 49. And once again, the Muskie defense is going to be called upon to, this isn't a tough a spot as they've been put in twice tonight, once on the 1 and once on their own 21. But this time, the 49, nonetheless, good field position for the Trojans.
Yeah, this is good starting field position, and they've had a half to maybe make some adjustments here. Be interesting to see if they try to attack more vertically down the middle of the field. They really worked the edges a lot in the first half, and that really is kind of stalled out. Be a question to see if they attack vertically through the middle.
Motion man is Goring. Back to pass Morgan. He throws it to Goring. It's complete. He's over midfield. He dances the 45. Still on his feet. Down near the 40 and a first down. Muskies stack him up there. Reed Olsis in the middle of that tackle. It's going to be a gain of 11 and a first down for Iowa City West.
And really, as much field as he covered, it felt like a much bigger gain than just 11 yards, because I think he ran all the way across the field and then back about halfway.
And we've talked about it all year. The Muskies back 7 or 8 defenders, a lot of speed back there. So laterally, they can gather and recover.
Yeah, they can run as well as any team.
Same formation, Goring in motion again. Hoover in the backfield now with Morgan. Back to pass, Marcus Morgan. Sets his feet, fires in. It's going to be incomplete to Goring inside the 40 to 37. Joel, let me ask you this. We've seen quite a few drops by West tonight. I know it's a chilly night, but let's face it. Marcus Morgan throws a hard football. Is he just a little harder to catch? I mean, I'm asking the question.
I don't know. I would say no. I think what I've seen, a lot of it has to do with it's being very well defended. Diego Rangel was right there in the hip pocket of the receiver. I think Muscatine's forcing a lot of pressure on these receivers to try to do too much with it.
Morgan flares this one out to Goring at a flat. He's at the 40, cuts to the 35. Good cut, but Tak Portilla with a really good ankle tackle to get him to the turf.
He's going to be short.
And I think he's short of the first down, even though the chains are moving on the other side of the field. The official told him to go, and now he said, maybe not yet.
And now we have the chains are in
the chains are mixed up because the first down marker should have been on the 31.
Yep, and so, yeah, that was a situation where the chain gang moved a little prematurely, and they just have to take a minute to reset the chains.
But they move on the command of the side official, correct?
Yes. I believe that's how it's designed.
Supposed to be, right?
But you've got that marker in the chain that's right on the 40-yard line, so they have the ability to reset them pretty quickly. They just want to stop the clock to do so.
Well, now timeout for a measurement. He's clearly short. So it's going to be third down, and, well, I'll make the call here. I'm going to say third and a foot.
He's half a yard short. Unless Parallax is really messing with me here. But I know the curvature of the earth.
And again, folks, for you at home that could understand these words, that's great. I am in space. Curvature I got. What was the first one? Parallax.
It's the physical phenomenon of the curve of the Earth's crust. Thank you, Mr. Bunn of Muscatine High School science teacher.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, I was not paying attention in science class. I know that.
Well, no girls would talk to me, so I had to actually learn.
And it is short, so it's going to be third down and just less than a foot for the Trojans. Opening drive of the second half.
I know well, after this play, I'll say what I was going to say here. It was anecdotal.
There you go. I've heard that. Brown in the backfield with Marcus Morgan on third and short. And now Goring in motion. Morgan back to pass. Flips it out for Brown. He leads him too far, incomplete, and it's going to be fourth down and 1.
You know, one of the things that this year we talk about safety and equipment, and so things are so important. Mouth guards are hugely important for the safety of these players. And I'd like to say Arctic Dental, one of our local businesses, and I know they're not a sponsor of the broadcast, but they donated custom fit mouthpieces for all of the football players in the Muscatine program this year. Dr. Jarrett Johnson. That's the sort of outreach that is such an important part in our community. Muscatine's benefited from that. But I have to give a shout out to Jarrett Johnson, who is an Iowa City West alum. So I know that he's kind of tuning in this game. He is a Muskie, but yeah, he also wore that green and gold.
Give it inside. The Muskies talking decent, stacks him up, and I don't think he got it.
That's a great stop from the Muscatine defense.
TD blew up the play. They gave it to the fullback Heft, and I think, depending on the spot, I think it's going to be a turnover on downs. Oh, it definitely is.
Yeah, they lost a yard on that.
The Muskie defense rises to the occasion once again. As West on 3rd and a foot passes incomplete, and on 4th and a foot gives to the fullback. And not tonight. The Muskie offense now 1st and 10 on their own 32. West defense pressed the line of scrimmage a little bit here on 1st down. And there's a give to Nimley. Tim dances, cuts it back inside now out to the 35, a gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
Again, those short, quick steps that Nimley uses to make a quick, hard, decisive cut. Just so efficient in short spaces and small spaces is Nimley.
2 receivers right and left for the Muskies. It's Gay and Brown to the right, and it's Cooper and Hardy left. And now Morgan barks out the signals. Back to pass is Xander, sets his feet, going to take a shot in the slot, and it's intercepted. And it's Tate Crane over midfield inside the 40 and ushered out of bounds at the 36-yard line. So the 3rd interception of the night for Xander Morgan, and it's going to be 1st and 10. Iowa City West now on the Muskie 36-yard line.
And that is the 3rd interception in the scorers book for Morgan, but that's really the first one that you can hang on him and not seeing where that safety was in the middle of the field. The other 2 were deflections.
Other 2 were deflected, absolutely.
And that one, that's just a youthful mistake of not reading that safety or seeing that safety and what he was doing. And I'd like to I'll go back and watch that. You may have even had some baiting going on from that safety where he's influencing his shoulders one way, but still keeping his hips in line so that he can still make that break on the ball. You know, that's what a good defensive back is taught to do. So that's honestly a pass. It's a learning experience, and there's just another one of those fires that the defense needs to rally and work to put out. I don't know if there's an injury on the sideline over there.
I'm not sure. The official went over to talk to one of the members of the chain gang, so I'm not sure because everything's set up and ready to go. So it's 1st and 10, West now on the Muskie 36-yard line. 9:40 to play in the 3rd, and we're tied at 10. Morgan back to pass, flares it out. He's got Goring into flat. He's at the 30, and down near the 25, we'll call it the 26. Tak Portilla and Reed Ulsis on the stop for the Muskies.
And West has almost completely abandoned the traditional running game. They're doing these swing passes to the outside. They have a tremendous amount of respect for Toggan Deason in this front for Muscatine, and they've really not tried to challenge much inside.
1st down West on the Muskie 26.
And just like that, they go to the I formation. We'll see if they run some power or maybe an ISO look here.
Heft and Hoover stand behind Morgan. And there's a toss to Hoover over the left side. And he's inside the 20 in a powerful run down to just about the 19. Prince Wee on the stop. And, boy, Tate Crane with a good crackback block there on the edge.
Which I'm interested to go back and look at that because that's a block, honestly, they're trying to take out of the game of football. It did look like Diego Rangel got his head around before and he didn't target him on that block, but that was a crack. But it's a block that honestly is being legislated out of the game.
7-yard gain, 2nd and 3 from the Muskie 19. 3 receivers to the right, and now Hoover with Morgan. Hoover gets the ball again. He dances down inside the 15, and it's going to be a 1st down for the Trojans at the Muskie 14. 1st and 10, Iowa City West on the Muskie 14. 8:20 and ticking here in the 3rd, and we're tied at 10.
And this is where the Muscatine defense has been pretty efficient tonight. They've, as the field has shrunk, they've rallied to the football quite nicely and kept West out of the end zone.
Morgan with two backs in the backfield. Gives to Hoover again. He bounces to the right side this time. Oh,
what
and a
tackle.
great tackle by Takportia.
A tackle. Little ankle pick. Takpor showing what he does all winter long on the wrestling mat, seeing that ankle and shooting right for it.
No gain on the play, and it looked like Hoover was going to get to the edge and gain a few yards, but a great play by Takportia. Muskie corners not only cover, they tackle really, really well. 2nd and 10 West on the Muskie 14. Trips left, McAreevy to the right. Morgan flares it out in the flat. He's got Goring. He's at the 10 and knocked to the ground by Ocampo. Tegan Schmelzer came up to misdirect him, and the Muskies get him to the turf inside the 10 to the 9. It'll be 3rd and 5 from the Muskie 9.
Muscatine's really been the more physical team tonight on both sides of the ball. And these receivers for Wester, they're getting punished on these tackles. A really physical effort from the Muscatine defense.
3rd down and 5, Iowa City West on the Muskie 9-yard line. Muskie defense has risen to the occasion all night long. See if they can do it again. Marcus Morgan calls out the signals. Back to pass. Sets his feet. He's going to take off and run. Now he pulls back, throws to the end zone, touchdown. Got a man in the back of the end zone, and that's Tate Crane, a 9-yard touchdown pass from Marcus Morgan to Tate Crane. 6:17 left in the 3rd, and West goes on top of the Muskies, 16-10.
Yeah, just a scramble drill. It gets harder and harder to defend these receivers, and a nice job by Crane there to work the back line of the end zone and just get to an open clearing so his quarterback can get him the football.
And now Smith on for the PAT. Good snap and hold, and the kick by Owen Smith is good. 6:17 to play in the 3rd. Iowa City West 17 and the Muskies 10. We're stepping away for 60 seconds. You're watching Muskie football on the Muskie Sports Network.
Is this thing on? Hey football fans, TJ Deere, Toyota Muscatine. I get a little excited during the football season, and just the other day I spiked the ball, and this is what happened. Hey Logan.
Do that again.
All right.
Whoa! What kind of magic
Jimmy.
was that?
It's called Toyota Magic. And just like that, you can come out and get a brand new Toyota. So come and see us at Toyota Muscatine.
The mission of our company is to serve our clients with the most efficient and courteous service available.
People in our community, when they ask, who are we going to get for pest control, please call Bosch.
Remember, insects or pests, call the best, Bosch Pest Control.
Back at Muscatine Community Stadium, and Iowa City West goes 41 yards after the interception and cap it off on 3rd and 5 for the Muskie 9. And a 9-yard touchdown pass from Marcus Morgan to Tate Crane. 6:17 to play in the 3rd, and they lead Muscatine 17-10. Muskies have the wind here in the 3rd quarter, Joel, but they've only had the ball briefly, so we'll see if they can get something untracked here with this possession.
Well, and this possession starts with one of the better aspects of the Muscatine team, which is this dangerous kick return game that they have. And with West kicking into the wind, they should have an opportunity here to advance this football on the return.
There's the approach and the
Offsides.
boot. Short kick. And
There's a flag.
Pop flying. You're right, offside. So
go back another 5 yards.
So they'll kick it again from the 35.
There's the gunner on the far side on the Iowa State West sideline right in front of the official. He was about a yard and a half offsides.
That's the wrong guy to be doing
They're
it.
not going to miss that one.
They missed the Chad Greenway one at the Outback Bowl a few years ago.
geez.
And I was at that game.
A few years ago.
Yeah. It wasn't the Drew Tate years.
Yeah, Chad Greenway has played in the NFL and retired. That was about 15 years
Joel,
ago. 16
are
years
you
ago.
pointing out my age again?
I'm not
Is that
pointing
what
out your
this
age.
is?
I'm just saying I wasn't even married yet when that happened.
Well, you watched the game, I guarantee it.
Yeah, I'm surprised that my wife still dated me after how
Drew
mad I
Tate
was.
threw 55 passes that day. There's the approach and the kick, a pop fly kick, and it's going to be Diego
Yeah, I feel that,
Rangel.
though.
Drops it, but he lays down on it at the 32. So the Muskies will have it right there, 1st and 10 of their own 32 to start this possession. See if they look to the Hardy matchup that was so effective in the first half. Eli Gay had several receptions also, and the Muskies go bunch right on 1st down. Quentin Middon now in at H-back. And there's a give to Nimley. He's rattled up in the backfield, almost loses it as Hoover blew that play up right away, and Tim did a great job just to hold on to the football.
Yeah, forward progress there. He got pushed back about 30 yards, but it's only a loss of 2.
So we'll call it 2nd down and 13 back on the 29-yard line. Hardy, Brown, and Gay to the right. Princeway. Well, now Brown runs off the field, so they go 2 receivers left and right as Tak Portillas checked in. There's Xander Morgan back to pass. Flares it over for Princeway. Drops it at the 28. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 13.
Yeah, just trying to get the ball into their playmakers' hands. We unable to haul that in.
Muskies need a big play. Need a spark here.
And again, this 3rd and long situation that these 2 safeties now come back.
Trips right, Princeway to the left on 3rd and 13 from their own 29. Xander gives to Nimley straight up the gut, and Tim pounds it out over the 30 to about the 35, a gain of 6. It'll be 4th and 7 from their own 35-yard line. And the Muskies send the punt team
Yeah,
out.
this should be a punt situation here. Lots of time left. And I think the wind is important, but I don't think it plays as big of a factor in what Muscatine tries to do offensively as
They're
what
not
it does.
set up to punt right now. Now Morgan retreats a couple yards, so he will kick this. Xander steps into it, punts it. A good kick by Morgan. The wind at his back, and it's going to go all the way into the end zone. 65 yards with the wind, but that pins West back to their own 20. Good kick by Xander Morgan.
Yeah, he got it up into the jet stream, and it just carried a little bit too far and had a little roll going.
So 4:47 left in the 3rd. West takes over again into the wind, and the wind is a big factor tonight. They lead the Muskies 17-10. Important here for the Muskie defense to keep it at a 1-score game.
Now, I'm not trying to date you in your age at all, but you would have played or seen Reggie Roby punt for Waterloo in high school.
First time I was at Kinnick to watch him punt, Iowa beat UCLA at home the year they went to the Rose Bowl with Cordy Bohannon and Pete Gales at quarterback. There's some trivia, Joel. Hoover over the left side. You don't even remember those names. You know Gordy.
I wasn't.
And it's a 1st down for Hoover, a good run over the 30, and a lot of Hawk fans will know exactly what I'm talking
Well, so
about.
was that the 81 Rose Bowl?
That was the
Or
81,
82
the first
Rose
one
Bowl
for the Hawks. Jordan Bohannon's dad, Gordy, split time at quarterback with Pete Gales. And Gordy actually, I think, took over more of the role as the year went on. But They were both quarterbacks.
So that would have been January 1st, 1982. I was born literally 2
Well,
weeks
no,
before
I wasn't
that
at the
day.
Rose Bowl. They played UCLA at home at
Oh,
Kinnick.
okay.
And that's when Andre Tippett was
Hall of Famer.
Andre Tippett was a man out there. 1st and 10 West, just over the 30-yard line. Morgan gives to Hoover. The Muskies are right there. There's a flag on the play as Thomas was in there to blow that up along with Rangel. And, of course, at the bottom of that is TD, and let's hope he's okay. He's
I'm wondering
not
if that's
getting
I wonder if they're going to call maybe a chop block on that. I'm speculating that I didn't see anything, but that's kind of where the flag is.
And I don't like this. He's grabbing the back of his right knee, and let's just hope it's – I know what that usually means. Let's hope it's not serious.
I haven't seen the penalty call yet. There it is.
It is a chop block, and that's something that causes those things. And not saying it was intentional, but you know how that is when that can be dangerous for defensive linemen.
Yeah, absolutely. And that chop means that there's a player who's engaged in a block up top, and then another player comes in low and tries to cut the legs out from underneath a player.
Coach Mueller out there cares about his players. He gave a thumbs up walking back, so that's good. Nicole Calvert, of course, we've talked about her, rave about Nicole. She's done wonders.
It looks actually like they may just be stretching his calf out. Like this could be a cramp situation. Because I didn't see any drawer test being administered, but there are multiple other stability tests you can administer on the field. But he's going to pop up and they're going to have him walk off. So I think that might be, fortunately, just a cramp situation.
I think Doc needs that just to go to work in the morning, get stretched out.
Not touching
I
that.
thought that was good. Joel, that's good material. You got to admit that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I got nothing there.
So
my yes and skills have failed me on that situation.
I caught you off guard with that one.
Yeah.
And the penalty's gonna take it back to the 15-yard line. So a huge loss. It'll be 1st and 26. And TD looks like he's okay. He's jogging on the sideline. That's a great sign. Great young man. Marcus Morgan, back to pass, sets, fires over to Tate Crane and out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. So he gains some of it back, but it's still going to be 2nd and 16. Prince Wee on the stop for the Muskies.
Yeah, just the ability to rally up and force him out there. It's just again, I'm so impressed with the tackling of the secondary of Muscatine tonight.
2nd down, we'll call it 16 at the 25-yard line for Iowa City West. And now Hoover shifts to the left of Morgan. Morgan back to pass. Looks downfield, sets, plenty of time, taking a shot down the middle. Intercepted by Tak Portilla at the 38-yard line. Taking a deep shot into this wind, even with that kind of an arm. Came up short, and Tak Portilla waiting for it. Great coverage and a turnover for the Muskies.
Yeah, just ran that route perfectly in the trail position. Got into the back hip of the receiver and just read the ball perfectly and was able to undercut the route and get that interception.
Little surprise there, Joel, that they would take that shot there. The Muskies had it well covered. And now it's 1st and 10, Muscatine on their own 38. Big opportunity for the Muskie offense. Morgan gives to Nimley, straight up the gut. Tim fights for 4 or 5 out over the 40 to the 43. 2nd and 5. 3:20 to play in the third, and Iowa City West leads the Muskies 17-10.
And that's a big play on 1st down. The last 2 series for Muscatine, they've not had a good 1st down play, and that's kind of stalled the offense out. Muscatine's offense needs plays like that.
Xander Morgan barks out the signals, back to pass, sets. Now he fires over the middle. He's got Tak Portilla, breaks a tackle at midfield and stumbles down to the 40. A 17-yard gain. Good decision by Morgan and a good run by Tak Portilla. And there is a flag.
Illegal formation.
Ineligible receiver downfield for the Muskies.
And I think I'm wondering if that was a situation where a tight end or a receiver got covered up incorrectly, because the formation didn't look right to me.
So that'll take it back to the 38. It'll be 2nd and 10, and that erases a 17-yard gain. Xander Morgan, as this game's gone on, in my opinion, is, he's had a couple picks. Like we said, they've been 2 tip balls. He seems to be much more comfortable as this game's gone on.
This is the most comfortable I've seen him all season long. This has been by far his best game.
Morgan gives to Menor Cooper over the left side. He cuts it back. Good block on the edge. Great block on the edge. 2 blocks actually on the play. Who got those? Cruz Schliessman.
Not a kid.
Getting after it.
So he gets the I call the butt block, where he just kind of gets the block in front, but then he just turns his head around and finds the next white jersey and just pancakes a linebacker. That's what you want out of your center, especially.
I haven't seen a Schliessman hit that hard since Phil was pushing carts at Hy-Vee. 3rd down and 2 from the 46. I can say that. He's my neighbor.
Oh, I know.
Trips to the right, and he'll laugh. Hardy to the left.
You guys having tears over your Twins and Dodgers in the postseason?
Big time. And there's a pass complete to Eli Gay. He breaks a tackle inside the 35 and down to the 32. Xander Morgan threaded the needle, and Eli Gay took it down to the 32. 1st and 10 Muskies, a gain of 22.
That was a heck of a throw from Xander Morgan. And Gay's showing how dangerous he is when he breaks a tackle. He's really one of the guys who can go anytime.
There's certain things you watch quarterbacks do, and Xander's very comfortable with that throw. He likes that throw. There's a give inside to Nimley. Bounces it to the outside, but boy, McAreevy with a great tackle at the 31, and that could have gone for big yards.
Yeah, that was a nice tackle there from the linebacker for Iowa City West, just a junior. And he almost plays kind of like a hybrid outside linebacker safety position.
2nd down 8 Muskies from the West 31. 1:10 and ticking here in the 3rd. Xander Morgan pump fakes, takes a shot over the middle, incomplete, intended for Eli Gay. It'll be 3rd and 8.
Some of our fine broadcast sponsors: Carrie Dennison for City Council, Excel Auto Glass, and Bosch Pest Control.
Don't squash him.
Bosch.
Thank you, Joel. You're a good man. You're all over that.
I'll always knock that pin
That
down.
is a great slogan for many, many years.
Oof.
Trips right, and the Muskies jump. It'll be 3rd and 13.
Just another untimely penalty for Muscatine. They haven't had a lot of them tonight, but the ones that they've had have just come in bad spots.
Third and 13 Muskies, 1:03 and ticking here in the 3rd. 17-10 West. Muskies need to cash in here. Wind at their back, and the wind is a factor. Morgan back to pass. Xander screen pass to Nimley, middle of the field, inside the 30, 25, and down to the 22.
1st down.
1st and 10 Muskies. A nice little call there, and a gain of 14. 1st down Muskies.
Yeah, great inside screen there. Big 1st down for the Muskies. That's a huge conversion.
Call it a gain of 15 down to the 21. So offensive line's really growing up tonight too, playing well. Xander Morgan barks out the signals. There's a pitch forward to Menor Cooper. He's at the 20 and out of bounds at the 16. He's going to gain 5, 2nd and 5.
Again, just a fantastic job from the left side of the offensive line. And then Tim Nimley leading and just sealing and walling off that edge, giving Cooper some room to run.
Tim Nimley's a tough lead blocker too.
Yeah, I honestly just love watching him play football. He does all the little things that coaches get excited about, and he's just a great kid too.
Morgan gets a snap and a fumble, ball on the ground, and Xander picks it up, and he's taken down immediately. He may gain a yard heft there with the stop, and that'll bring up 3rd down and short.
Well, that's what you asked me earlier in the game about that read and what they're reading. The key to that is really that the ball handling, because that you're right. They call it riding the handoff. You're riding that so long that if you're not careful, that you're susceptible to that type of a fumble.
Folks, we've played 3. It's West 17, the Muskies 10. We're stepping away for 60. You're watching Muskie football on the Muskie Sports Network.
Chicharo's Mexican Restaurant is where Muskie fans go before the game. Our Southern Mexican cuisine is truly unique to Muscatine, and we make sure everyone who walks in is treated like family. Chicharo's Mexican Restaurant is a proud supporter of Muskie Athletics.
Hello, my name is Brad Kistner, owner of Avenue Subs. Avenue Subs has been a local favorite in Muscatine for years, and we're dedicated to bringing you big sandwiches and big smiles. We're community-driven and proud to call Muscatine our home. On behalf of all the employees at Avenue Subs, go Muskies!
Get into the manufacturing industry of your choice on your terms. We prepare you with hands-on training, flexible class schedules, and a network of employers after graduation. Now that's community. We are Eastern Iowa Community Colleges, the community's college.
Why should someone bank at First National Bank?
Because we care about our customers and we're committed to meeting their financial needs, and we're also a big part of the community.
Choose.
Back at Muscatine Community Stadium, 3 quarters in the books. Iowa City West leads the Muskies 17-10. Muskies 3rd down and 3 from the West 15-yard line in the First National Bank red zone. Nimley gets it straight up the gut. Tim's going to gain a yard. He's going to be short. It'll bring up 4th down and 2. Wayne Johansson was here for the first game. Go see Wayne at First National Bank along with Teresa Shopper. So it's going to be 4th and 2 Muskies from the West 14-yard line as we open quarter number 4.
And I can tell you from experience, that wind is legit. I was down there in between games as the Youth Sports Foundation teams were honored. My 3rd grade son was one of the honorees. And man, it is windy and cold down there on that sideline.
Wildcat high snap. Eli Gay gets. He's going to get a first down. He's going to get a touchdown. Eli Gay to the house. 14 yards out, and the Muskies are 1 point away from tying this game.
That was a heck of a job from that offensive line. That thing parted like Moses in the Red Sea. That was a wide open lane for Eli Gay, and he took it to the house.
To the house. 11-14 left in the game, and it's 17-16, and Rory Smock will trot out for the extra. Actually, it looks like the Muskies are set up to go for 2 here.
They liked something that they saw.
And Eli Gay a Wildcat again. Cooper goes in motion. He gets the handoff this time over the right side, and he's going to be stopped short of the goal line. So the Muskies gamble and go for 2, and they fail with 11-14 to play in the game, and it's 17-16, Iowa City West.
I thought he had a seam there. He was going to be able to cut up and under, but just good pursuit from West's defense.
So a big drive for the Muskies to get themselves back in this one. 11-14 left. We're going to leave it right here. And 2 plays into the 4th quarter, Eli Gay goes in from 14 yards out on 4th and 2. And the Muskies go for 2, do not get in. And with 11-14 remaining, it's Iowa City West 17 and the Muscatine Muskies 16.
Really, just all of the momentum right now is on Muscatine's side. I understand the going for 2 there in that situation because you feel good about your defense. You feel good about your kicking game. You feel good about, honestly, what your offense has done their last few possessions, too. That time they're finally able to get it into the end zone and punch one in. And this is a big defensive series for the Muskies here. See if you can get a 3-and-out or a quick series and try to put the pressure back on and get some more points on the board.
The Aguirre kickoff for the Muskies. And into the wind, we'll see how far this goes because Bell, Crane, and Crutcher are back. They're standing on about their own 15 right now.
So you've got 3 deep safeties. There's little holes here right about the 37-yard line that are tough to run up and catch. So with this wind, you might try to pop one in that pocket here and see if you can get a turnover.
There's the kick, and it's a low kick, and it's going to be bouncing around. Bell picks it up at the 23. He's at the 25. Oh, he's got some room. 40, 45. He's being run down by Prince Wee and out of bounds at the 45-yard line in Muscatine territory. So a very good return, and West now with great field position on the Muskie 45 with 11:07 to play. They lead by 1, 17-16. If you just joined us, the sophomores got their first win of the year, 21-20 in overtime. So big night for the Muskie sophomore squad. There's an injured player right on the sideline of Muscatine. And it is a Muskie, and it's Prince Wee, and let's hope Prince is okay.
It looks like they're stretching him out too, like another cramp situation.
Prince really hustled from the backside there to get him down and knocked him out of bounds. Otherwise, he only had one man to beat.
You also get in a situation on days like today where the weather is cooler. On a hot day, every player thinks about hydration, and on a warm week, everybody thinks about hydration. You get a night like tonight where it's warm enough that you're still able to perspire more than normal, and you only need to lose 3% of the water in your body to become susceptible to cramping. So you get in a situation like this, and it's deceptive with the temperature.
Twins right for West, Heft and Hoover in the backfield with Morgan. 1st and 10 on the Muskie 45. Marcus Morgan back to pass. Sets, looks downfield, going to take a shot. He's got a wide open receiver, Crane, and he's out of bounds inside the Muskie 30 at about the 27. 18-yard pitch and catch from Morgan.
And they ran that little swing pass so much tonight. That's where I think a lot of the eyes of the Muscatine defense went. And they were just ran that little, it's called a smash concept with a hitch route on the far outside. The inside receiver runs a corner, and they were able to hit the smash.
Joel, and it's not just the throwing. I mean, when Morgan steps back in the pocket, he looks so calm and comfortable there. I mean, nothing seems to faze him.
Yeah, he's a fine-looking player.
1st and 10 on the Muskie 27. Morgan gives inside to Hoover, inside the 25. He's ridden down from behind by TD Tagandeson and Diego Rangel at the 21. A gain of 6, 2nd and 4.
We've got 10 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. There's a lot of clock on the scoreboard, so you're going to see, West isn't. They're not going to back off and try to slow play everything. That's just not their style.
2nd and 4 for West. Goring slot left, Crane wide left on 2nd down. Morgan under center. Muskie showing blitz. And they give to Hoover straight over the right side. He's inside the 15, going to get a first down to the 14. He gains 7, 1st and 10 Trojans on the Muskie 14.
And I think I'm just going to stop predicting something, because on that series they go I formation and they take the play clock all the way down to 1, which I watched 3 of their games this year, and they've not done that one time all season long. So Coach Durham switching it up, looking at the clock, playing some clock management football here.
Andrew Durham was a heck of a basketball player too.
He's a heck of an intellect too. He's one of the smartest kids I've knew growing up.
1st and 10, 14-yard line. He gives this one over the left side to Brown. Brown gets to the edge. Now he cuts it back inside the 10 to the 8. Muskie stack it up there as Prince Wee back in the game at the bottom of that tackle. So we're going to call it a gain of 6. 2nd and 4 from the Muskie 8-yard line.
His older brother Matt was a fine athlete for Muscatine too. Good football player, and played some basketball, and an outstanding soccer player as well.
West breaks the huddle. 9:15 and ticking in the 4th. They lead the Muskies 17-16. Morgan gives to Brown over the right side. He's got some room at the 5, and he's going to score. Touchdown, Fabian Brown. From 8 yards out, 8:58 to play, and West goes on top, 23-16.
And that was set up by the big kickoff return, shortened the field, and just some great edge blocking there from the receiving corps for West.
Owen Smith will come on for the PAT. Good snap and a hold, and the kick by Smith is good. 8:58 to play, and it's Iowa City West 24 to Muskies 16. We're stepping away for 60 seconds. You're watching Muskie football on the Muscatine Muskie Sports Network.
Choose Poop Pals for your local pet waste management, lawn care service, snow removal, and much more. Starting as low as $7, call your friendly neighborhood pooper scoopers for a quote. Proud supporter of Muskie Sports.
Channel Seed knows that farmers are never off the clock, and neither are they. Anybody can sell you seed. Only a Channel Seedsman gives you everything you need to make the most of it. See your local Channel Seedsman, Matt Fletcher in Muscatine. Channel Seed is a proud sponsor of Muskie Sports.
Is this thing on? Hey football fans, TJ Deere, Toyota Muscatine. I get a little excited during the football season, and just the other day I spiked the ball, and this is what happened.
Hey Logan, do that again.
All right.
Whoa! What kind of magic
Jimmy.
was that?
It's called Toyota Magic. And just like that, you can come out and get a brand new Toyota. So come and see us at Toyota Muscatine.
Back at Muscatine Community Stadium, 8:58 to play, and Davenport West. Far cry from Davenport West. Iowa City West leads the Muskies 24-16. There's the approach by Oates.
All those years of Iowa City or Davenport.
Eli Gay catches it, and his momentum carries him out of bounds at the 2. And the Muskies are going to be pinned way back, 3-yard line actually. Eli trying to make a play, caught the football, and stepped out of bounds. That's one you really probably should just let go, right, Joel?
Yeah, yes. That's a tough one. Those are tough coachable moments that the junior needs to learn from. And he will.
Muskies answered with a score to tie this thing potentially with a touchdown. Second play of the fourth quarter, an Eli Gay touchdown run. 2-point conversion failed, and West now responds with a touchdown of their own. They lead the Muskies by 8 with 8:58 to play. Xander Morgan stands in his end zone with Tim Nimley on first down. Xander back to pass, sets his feet, fires. He's got Sean Brown off his hands at the 9, incomplete. And the offensive line has given Xander time to throw back there.
He's had a pretty clean pocket most of the night. I've been really impressed with the offensive line for Muscatine tonight. This is their best game they've played all season long.
Hardy, Cooper, and Eli Gay to the left for the Muskies. Sean Brown to the right on 2nd and 10 from their own 3. This is Nimley over the right side. Tim bounces it out, and he's stacked up down. And McAreevy made a heck of a play. Two-way player, receiver, and safety. And he gets him down after a 2-yard gain. It's going to be 3rd and 8 Muskies on their own 5-yard line. Into the wind, this would be tough if they go 3 and out here.
Yeah, this is the toughest field position of the night for Muscatine.
Gay and Hardy to the left. Sean Brown right. 2 backs in the backfield, Cooper and Nimley. Morgan back to pass. Seth's going to take a shot for Brown down the right side. He's got him! And it's the 40, but Sean fumbles it, and it's recovered by West at the 46. Xander Morgan threw a strike. Sean Brown made a great catch and just happened to cough it up at the 40. So another turnover by the Muskies, and Joel, that's just a tough break for the Muskies.
Yeah, that's just a young man trying to make a play and trying to turn a big play into an even bigger play, and just unfortunate that the ball came out. You get that sometimes in those extra effort plays. That's just a tough break for the Muskies.
Feel for Sean. I mean, there's not a kid that works harder than Sean, and just one of those things. You made a great play trying to make a move for extra yards. The ball was stripped out, and Iowa City West now 1st and 10 on the Muskie 46-yard line. Morgan and Hoover in the backfield. They go trips right, McAreevy to the left. On first down. Morgan back to pass, pump fake. And now he's going to keep it, and down he goes. TD Toggen Deason and Diego Rangel on the stop and the sack.
Yeah, Rangel came on the blitz, and Morgan just didn't feel that pressure at all. He thought he had an extra step, and then Rangel was just on him, and I was really kind of surprised that he kept the ball in his hand.
Lost a yard. It'll be 2nd and 11. Back on the 47. Muskie defense needs to hold here. They trail by 8, 24-16, 7.5 to play. Trips right. And now Goring in motion. Morgan back to pass. Sets his feet, fires. He's got a man inside the 35. There's a holding flag. Yeah. I saw that from here, 62. And I was waiting to see if they threw the flag, but Rory Smock was getting mugged.
Yeah, and I've preached this, that you have to earn the hold as much as anything, and Rory did an outstanding job of fighting through, forcing the offensive tackle to hold him, and then not giving up once he got a hold of him, and really gave the official no other choice but to call that penalty.
And your favorite penalty in Iowa high school sports?
Yeah, it really helps Muscatine
walk
here.
Off from the spot.
Yeah, it really helps Muscatine here. I just still don't like it.
So now it's going to be 2nd and 26, all the way back on their own 38-yard line.
It's just you're at an adolescent form of the game, and you're giving them a bigger punishment than what we give the professionals who play this game. So
who hold on every play.
Right.
Trips left.
Got to keep that. Got to keep those billion-dollar quarterbacks upright.
That's right. Marcus Morgan back to pass, spins a football. Now he rolls to the right, looks downfield, throws, got a man.
Incomplete.
I think he's out of bounds. Talk Portilla.
Oh, they're going to say he got his toe in.
They're going to say Crane tapped the toe. Talk Portilla did all he could to force him out of bounds, but they're going to spot it at the 39-yard line, so a 23-yard gain. And that'll bring up 3rd and 3.
Now, we don't have those capabilities here to do replay, but the state of Iowa actually has approved a replay process for the state tournament. So that's the sort of play in the dome when you have all the different cameras from the Iowa High School Sports Network. You can maybe do an instant replay on that type of a play come playoff time.
2-by-2 for West on 3rd and 3 at the Muskie 39. Morgan back to pass. Blitz is coming. He steps up. Down he goes at the 39. No gain on the play. It'll be 4th and 3. The Muskie blitz got to him.
Just a great pass rush there for the Muskies.
And 4th and 3, up by 8. And West will go for it here.
It's really good lane discipline. You talk about pass rushing lanes. Everybody has their specific real estate that they need to stay in. And when you see those quarterbacks get the big runs and the scrambles, especially when they're stepping up in, it's because the lane discipline is lost. An outstanding job from Muscatine there.
4th and 3, under 6 to play. Morgan back to pass, sets, fires over the middle. Incomplete.
What a stick from Talk Portilla.
Tate Crane had it in his pads, but no way Talk Portilla was going to let him hang on to that one. Great hit. And the Muskie defense rises once again. 5:50 to play. And West leads 24-16. The Muskie offense. Good field position here.
What a tremendous play from the senior corner. Just timing it perfectly and delivering a clean, hard hit right to the receiver to jar him from the ball.
Mason Beatty is checked into the Muskie lineup. He lines up with Gay and Hardy on the right. Talk Portilla to the left.
And Mason's a player who's really come along in practice, I've been hearing.
Back to pass. Xander Morgan sets, rolls to his right now, rushes on, and down he goes inside the 30. A big sack at the 27. He's going to lose 12. It'll be 2nd and 22. Joel, what'd you see there?
It was a good pass rush from West, but they had in that bunch formation, Beatty was the outside receiver, and they ran a flood scheme. Receiver took the safety out, and then they had the post coming in from Beatty, and it was a good route scheme, and I'd like to see him come back to that.
Twins right, twins left. Morgan back to pass, flares it over to Gay in the slot. Eli turns it upfield, and he's out over the 35 to the 36. A good gain on 2nd down. But it's going to be 3rd down now for the Muskies and 15. Actually, 3rd and 13. And now we've got a timeout on the field. Iowa City West, 4:58 to play, West 24, Muskies 16. We're stepping away for 30 seconds. You're watching Muskie football on the Muscatine Muskie Sports Network.
The mission of our company is to serve our clients with the most efficient and courteous service available.
People in our community, when they ask, who are we going to get for pest control, they just call Bosch.
Remember, insects or pests, call the best. Bosch Pest Control.
Back at Muscatine Community Stadium, 4:58 left. Iowa City West leads the Muskies 24-16. The Muskies 3rd and 13 on their own 36-yard line. Stay tuned after the game for the Muscatine Power and Water post-game show, where Joel will name his offensive and defensive players of the game for tonight's contest. Big play here for the Muskie offense.
We've got a final. West Liberty falling to Comanche in overtime, 21-19.
Tough one for the Comets. There's a play action. Morgan throws over the middle for Hardy, and it's incomplete. As it threw right in there's a flag in the middle of the field there. Well, no, there's not. It was just something pink. Or was it a flag?
I think if it's pink,
well, but it's just like something that... What the,
ineligible receiver downfield.
is that what that is? So it's for the... But there's a... Yeah, that is one of their flags. These flags aren't as big as the...
And they're actually, yeah, they're kind of hard to see.
That must be the thing. Because at first I didn't know if it came off one of the players or... So it's going to be 4th and 13. Muskie's going to have to punt this one away on their own 36 with 4:52 left into the wind. And Xander Morgan is your punter. Tate Crane stands back on his own 34.
And the Muskies do have 3 timeouts left here, so... Right
Muskie's still running players on, but they have plenty of time.
Yeah, there's 20 seconds on the play clock.
They do have enough guys, though. There's the snap to Xander and the kick, and it's a high kick, and it's holding up. Doesn't hit anybody, but the Muskies, those are the type that can hit the back of a guy going downfield for West, but a big bounce for West, and it's going to end up as a short punt of 11 yards back to the 48, or a 12-yard punt with the bounce back. So in Muscatine territory.
Yeah, just an unfortunate time for a short punt there. But the Muskie defense, you know, we saw them create 4 turnovers in the 4th quarter last week against Linn-Mar. Be a good time for one of those takeaways right here.
First down West.
And with 3 timeouts as well.
The Hoover over the right side. He bounces it out down to about the 46. A short gain of 2. TD really blew up the interior of the line there, as he does all the time. He's a warrior. He's a little tired, you can tell, but he's played a whale of a football game again.
Yeah, these two teams, and again, this is the most physical I've seen Muscatine on the line, at the line of scrimmage, just continuing to battle, and that's what you need to do. It's a 1-score game. There's no reason to give up here.
Gain of 2, 2nd and 8 West at the Muskie 46. Clock approaching 4 minutes left here in the 4th. And 1 to the 45, 3rd and 7. So Andrew Durham going to some of the run game here to chew clock and try to run this clock out, but the Muskie defense saying no.
Yeah, and this is a down and distance that we haven't seen a lot of the interior screen game from Iowa City West. We saw Muscatine run one earlier. This is the type of a situation where you have to be prepped for that interior screen, something maybe to a running back or a tight end.
Morgan in the gun. Back to pass, sets, flares it out in a flat for Crutcher. And he's taken down. A short gain of 4 to the 41. It'll be 4th and 2, and Jake Mueller burns a timeout. Crutcher on the reception. And it's 4th down now and 3 for West. On the Muskie 41, we're going to leave it right here.
And I think because you're outside the 40-yard line and you have the lead, even with the wind at your back, this is a punt situation. if you're West, because it's a one-score game. This is where I would punt it and try to force a long field for Muscatine into the wind.
Yeah, and I agree, Joel. You know, the last time when the Muskies started on their own 3, you could tell how difficult it is to get out of there. Now, the Muskies did complete a long pass down the sideline and had the turnover, but it's very difficult. You know, sometimes in your end zone, you know that if you're not running it up the gut, you like to take a deep shot because you figure you can just max protect and throw it downfield.
And there's a psychological factor that goes along with that too. I mean, you see that whole field in front of you, and you know there's some things with the young athletes that they can get a little intimidated by that.
West is showing punt. Keep in mind Morgan is the punter on 4th and 3. And now they run on a player late. 3:17 to go. Prince Wee deep for the Muskies on his own 15. There's a snap. Morgan rolls to his right, and he's going to throw it. And he overshoots his guy. They had a guy wide open. It was Grant Henderson. And Morgan threw it on a line, and that might have been a touchdown. But the Muskies catch a break there and have great field position, first down on their own 41-yard line.
And I got to tell you, I loved that play design. That was a beautifully designed play. The little wheel route coming out from your up back, and the Muscatine Muskies dodged the bullet there.
Here we go. Muskies with an opportunity now. Xander Morgan back to pass. Shoots it to Hardy. Hardy taken down immediately. Fabian Brown wouldn't let him go. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, now we're under the 3-minute mark. Muscatine's got 2 timeouts. So they've got to, if you can and you're a player and you have the chance to get out of bounds, now's when you got to start doing that.
Going to call it a loss of 1, 2nd and 11. 2 receivers left and right. Nimley stands with Morgan in the backfield. Clock at 2:38 and ticking here in the 4th. Xander, he's going to keep it over the right side. West strings it out and hits him out of bounds at the 45. Big hit delivered there by number 42 for West. And again, I don't have 42 on my roster, and he's made a couple of big hits.
He's a big player too, and he runs pretty well.
4-yard gain. It'll be 3rd down and 7 Muskies on their own 44. That stops the clock with 2.5 minutes left. Muskies do have 2 timeouts remaining. Trips left, Hardy right on 3rd down. Xander Morgan back to pass, sets his feet, pump fake. Now he's going to take a shot. He's got Eli Gay, and Eli's ushered out of bounds at about the 47. So he gains a few more, and this is the ball game with a huge 4th down play as the clock did not stop there.
They said that his forward momentum was stopped inbound.
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
So it's 4th and 5 from the 46. I can't believe they didn't call that out of bounds. But they didn't. And the fans are surprised too. I'm just shocked at that. 4th and 5. Here we go. Xander Morgan gives to Nimley. Straight up the gut. He's going to get a first down into West territory. And down to the 45. 4th and 5. And Tim Nimley rips off 9. We'll call it 10 yards. A big run by your junior tailback.
That's a quick reset of the clock there. The chains were not set yet.
Morgan back to pass. Fires for Hardy. Hardy slipped and fell. It'll be 2nd and 10. 1:39 left. The Muskies. This is the ball game drive right here, folks. They trail by 8, 24-16.
Yeah, and this is one of those moments where that's actually a beneficial incompletion, because if he had caught it in the field of play, he was going to be down, and Muscatine would have had to use a timeout.
2nd and 10. Xander Morgan flips it out in the flat. He's got Eli Gay, and Eli tiptoes down the sideline, and he's going to be near the first down marker at the 34. Let's see where they spot this. And it's going to be a first down right on the 34-yard line. So a 10-yard pitch and catch from Xander Morgan to Eli Gay. And now we've got a stop on the clock. It clearly looks like a first down in my opinion. But
yeah, and White had to signal it 4 times, and this guy, the far official, hasn't told the chains to move.
So they'll get set there. And it's 1st and 10 Muskies on the West 34. Muskies need a score and a 2-point conversion. The sophomores needed it too earlier, and they converted in their game and ended up winning in overtime. Xander Morgan, he's going to roll to his left. Now he's going to keep it. Xander at the 30, 25, first down. At the 22-yard line, 14 yards, 12 yards for Xander Morgan. 1st and 10 Muskies.
Under that minute and a half mark here.
Plenty of time. Clock is running. 2 timeouts with this field position. Muskies in good shape. Morgan gets a snap. He gives to Nimley. Tim dances at the 20, and he's down near the 15. And we'll call it the 14. He's going to gain 8. It'll be 2nd and 2. And Jake Mueller burns his second timeout. 1:07 to play. 24-16 Iowa City West. We're stepping away for 30 seconds. You're watching Muskie football on the Muskie Sports Network.
Chicharo's Mexican Restaurant is where Muskie fans go before the game. Our Southern Mexican cuisine is truly unique to Muscatine, and we make sure everyone who walks in is treated like family. Chicharo's Mexican Restaurant is a proud supporter of Muskie Athletics.
Hello, my name is Brad Kistner, owner of Avenue Subs. Avenue Subs has been a local favorite in Muscatine for years, and we're dedicated to bringing you big sandwiches and big smiles. We're community driven and proud to call Muscatine our home. On behalf of all the employees at Avenue Subs, go Muskies!
Get into the manufacturing industry of your choice.
Muscatine Community Stadium, 1:07 to play. And it's Iowa City West 24 and the Muscatine Muskies 16. The Muskies have 2nd down and 2 from the Iowa City West 14-yard line. 1 timeout remaining. West with 2. So the clock really not a big factor for either team right now with this field position. Xander Morgan and Nimley in the backfield. 3 receivers to the right for the Muskies. And Mason Beatty to the left. Morgan, play action, fires over the middle, and it's intercepted by Henderson again at the goal line. These are the 20, 25 down the sideline, and nobody's going to get him unless he's caught from behind here by Takportia, and Grant Henderson goes, I'm going to say unofficially, about 98 yards for a touchdown on the interception. His 2nd of the night. He set up their first score in the first quarter with an interception and a 44-yard return to the Muskie 1. This time he takes it to the house, and with 50 seconds to play now, West goes on top of the Muskies, 30-16.
Just a dagger, type of play there. Undercut the route, and Xander just didn't see that linebacker layer, and was able to pick 6 that from the, like you said, about a 98-yard return.
So Smith on for the PAT with the hold from Morgan. And there's the snap and the hold, and the kick is good. 50 seconds left. It's 31-16 Iowa City West. We're stepping away for 60. You're watching Muskie football on the Muskie Sports Network.
Chicharo's Mexican Restaurant is where Muskie fans go before the game. Our Southern Mexican cuisine is truly unique to Muscatine, and we make sure everyone who walks in is treated like family. Chicharo's Mexican Restaurant is a proud supporter of Muskie Athletics.
Hello, my name is Brad Kistner, owner of Avenue Subs. Avenue Subs has been a local favorite in Muscatine for years, and we're dedicated to bringing you big sandwiches and big smiles. We're community driven and proud to call Muscatine our home. On behalf of all the employees at Avenue Subs, go Muskies!
We are back at Muscatine Community Stadium. Brian Musell, Joel Crossauer. And another entertaining Muskie game coming down to the wire, and that was a heartbreaker there. The Muskies, last time we called a game here, lost to PV in overtime on 4th down from the 1-yard line. PV for the potential game-tying drive from the 14-yard line, and just had an interception at the, what we're going to unofficially say, the 2-yard line, and Grant Henderson ran at 98 yards for the score on the right sideline. His 2nd big pick of the night. PAT good, and just like that, the score is 31-16 with 50 seconds But the score is going to be a little deceiving, folks, because this really was a back-and-forth football game all night long.
Yeah, Henderson had a return to the 1-yard line and then a return for the touchdown, so he's made the most of his 2 interceptions.
And this kick will trickle into the end zone for a touchback, so the Muskies will take over 1st and 10 on their own 20. Stay tuned after the game for the Muscatine Power and Water, the great people at Muscatine Power and Water, their post-game show. Thank you for sponsoring that. Joel will name offensive and defensive players of the game for the Muskies.
And this is a gut check drive here. You see what you got left in the tank. Try to get another score. Maybe you can get a big play here, onside kick. You know, we're just under a minute to go.
Back to pass, shoots it over for Takportia.
Matter action of their own.
It's a 5-yard gain to the 25. Muskies 1 timeout. They're not going to burn it here, down 15. Clock under 30. Xander back to pass, sets, shoots it over for Takportia again, and it's complete out near the 30.
And here's the timeout.
I think it's stopped for the first down, I believe. And it is. First down right at the 30. And a first down for the Muskies. And the clock continues to run. Xander Morgan back to pass, shoots this one to Eli Gay at the 35. And Henderson there couldn't get him to the ground. Eli's still fighting for every inch. And that'll do it, folks. Final score from Muscatine Community Stadium, Iowa City West, 31, and the Muscatine Muskies 16. We're going to step away for 2 minutes. We'll be back with the Muscatine Power and Water post-game show. You're watching Muskie football on the Muscatine Muskie Sports Network.
Get into the manufacturing industry of your choice on your terms. We prepare you with hands-on training, flexible class schedules, and a network of employers after graduation. Now that's community. We are Eastern Iowa Community Colleges, the community's college.
Why should someone bank at First National Bank?
Because we care about our customers and we're committed to meeting their financial needs, and we're also a big part of the community.
Choose Poop Pals for your local pet waste management, lawn care service, snow removal, and much more. Starting as low as $7, call your friendly neighborhood pooper scoopers for a quote. Proud supporter of Muskie Sports.
Channel Seed knows that farmers are never off the clock, and neither are they. Anybody can sell you seed. Only a Channel Seedsman gives you everything you need to make the most of it. See your local Channel Seedsman, Matt Fletcher in Muscatine. Channel Seed is a proud sponsor of Muskie Sports.
Is this thing on? Hey football fans, TJ Deere, Total Muscatine. I get a little excited during the football season, and just the other day I spiked the ball, and this is what happened.
Hey Logan, do that again.
All right.
Whoa! What kind of magic
Jimmy.
was that?
It's called Toyota Magic. And just like that, you can come out and get a brand new Toyota. So come and see us at Toyota Muscatine.
We are back at Muscatine Community Stadium on the Muscatine Power and Water postgame show. Brian Musell and Joel Crosshauer, and another tough loss tonight for the Muskies as they fall to 1-7. And the scoring started off for Iowa City West following an interception by Grant Henderson, his first of 2 big ones tonight. He ran it 44 yards down to the Muskie 1. On the very next play, Tyus Bell took it in from 1 yard out. PAT was good. They led the Muskies 7-zip with 9:23 to play in the first quarter. The Muskies had a couple of possessions. Each team traded possessions in the first quarter. And right at the end of the first quarter, Iowa City West got down to the Muskie 22, took a big 13-yard sack. Marcus Morgan back their back, so they elected to attempt a 52-yard field goal from Owen Smith, and the junior knocked it through, and they led 10-zip with 14 seconds left in the first quarter. Muskies found something they liked early in the second quarter. They drove 65 yards downfield, and at 4th down and 17 from the Iowa City West 29-yard line, they went deep. Xander Morgan hit Zach Hardy in the end zone between two defenders on a 29-yard scoring strike. PAT good from Rory Smock, and it was 10-7 with 10:35 to play in the first half. The scoring stayed there till late in the first half when the Muskies engineered another drive. Tim Nimley with a couple impressive runs and some good passing from Morgan to several different receivers got the Muskies 9 seconds to play. We went into the half tied at 10. Third quarter, there was only one score, and that was Iowa City West on a 9-yard touchdown pass from Marcus Morgan to Tate Crane. And with 6:17 to play in the third, they led the Muskies 17-10. Early in the fourth, the Muskies put together a drive and got down to the 14-yard line, and Eli Gay took it in from there. 14-yard touchdown run out of the Wildcat. The Muskies at that point attempted to go for the 2-point conversion, and their play failed, so they trailed 17-16 with 11:14 left in the fourth. Still plenty of time. Muskies going into that strong window in the fourth. Iowa City West then, due to the wind, got the ball in short field and went 45 yards in 6 plays, and it was capped off by an 8-yard touchdown run from Fabian Brown, PAT good. They led the Muskies 24-16 with 8:58 to play. The Muskies then, their defense came up with a big stand and a hold and turned it back over to the offense. The offense was clicking, got the ball down into Iowa City West territory at the 13-yard line, and Xander Morgan threw an interception over the middle. Grant Henderson, his second big pick of the night. Unofficially, I think he caught it at the 2-yard line, and a great return, took it to the right sideline and down the sideline, ran 98 yards for the score, the PAT good, and they defeated the Muskies 31-16. Little deceiving on the scoring side of it there, but nonetheless, that is the ball game. Iowa City West came in here tonight. They improved to 3-5 on the year, and the Muskies dropped to 1-7. And another tough one for the Muskies, Joel, but all in all, I think the Muskies showed some positive steps forward, and the one nice thing is this football team hasn't quit. They're playing hard.
Yeah, this is the best I've seen the offensive and defensive lines play this season for Muscatine. Lots to be positive about. Again, just turnovers are kind of just were the issue again tonight, and they're not making the same mistake over and over again. That's I guess one nice thing to see. Each week, if you see a quarterback maybe throw an interception, the next week they're not making that same mistake. So you just got to keep building, and a lot of young players playing in positions of importance. And ultimately, though, next week it's senior night. A very good Davenport North team is coming to town, and you're only guaranteed 9 of these weeks, and we're going into week 9 next week, and so it's a big game for the Muskies, and this was one that, like you said, the scoreboard doesn't necessarily indicate how close of a football game this was.
It really was.
And so our that kind of leads me into our post-game awards, and then our play of the game, brought to you by Chicharo's Tequila Bar and Grill, is going to go to Zach Hardy on the long 4th and 17 touchdown pass.
Hello, my name is Brad Kistner, owner of Avenue.
Morgan went up between 2 defenders, was interfered with, and was still able to come down with the ball to get Muscatine on the board at the end of the half there. And then our defensive player of the game, brought to you by Eastern Iowa Community College, Josh Thomas in the linebacker position all over the field tonight. A lot of tackles, had a big fumble recovery as well. Josh Thomas really a disruptor and kept that middle of the defense sound. So he is our Eastern Iowa Community College defensive player of the game. And then our Guadalajara Mexican Cuisine offensive player of the game, we mentioned him in the play of the game, Zach Hardy. The first half, he was the difference maker for Muscatine. Had a couple catches in the second half as well. But Zach Hardy just really getting the offensive momentum going early for Muscatine, and he was the catalyst in that first stanza of this ball game. So Zach Hardy, our player of the game, brought to you by Guadalajara Mexican Cuisine.
There you have it, Joel's Players of the Game, and Muscatine Power and Water, a great sponsor for tonight's postgame. Folks, one more broadcast next Friday for football, and we hope you come out and support everybody on senior night. The sophomores kick off at 5, the varsity soon after, and support these guys that have put 4 years of blood, sweat, and tears into this program. It's been a tough season, but still it's a memory of a lifetime to play high school sports and high school football, and these guys would love to see you out here next Friday night supporting them as they host Davenport North. For my partner, Joel Crossauer, you got a comment, Joel?
One other announcement here, one kind of other opportunity to support local people. Tomorrow here at the Muscatine High School Stadium from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. is the state marching band competition for Southeast Iowa. So bands from all over the state, all over the Southeast region will be ascending upon this school, and they'll be having their state performances. So it's a big weekend in Iowa high school marching band season tomorrow.
And it should be a nice day for them tomorrow, folks.
Hopefully the rain will hold off.
Hopefully the rain will hold off, and that'll be excellent. But final score tonight, Iowa City West comes in and defeats the Muskies 31-16. For all the great crew here at Discover Muscatine, and those of you listening on the radio, thank you once again for listening. For my partner Joel Crossauer and Brian Musell, signing off from Muscatine Community Stadium. You've been watching Muscatine Muskie football on the Muscatine Muskie Sports Network.